Hello, gamers. Oh, sheesh. Welcome back to another amazing live stream by yours truly. Sorry if I am muted just in time to like clear my throat in your ears. My fault if that got picked up. But you know, I was just so excited. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait, bro. Today we are playing some more of our life, I guess. Get out of here. Sorry, I had to yeet something in the trash. Last we left off, we had just left the childhood phase, and now we're in our early teens. I believe, well, I think at least, Cove is 13, so I'm assuming we're, like, same age, if not, like, 1 or 2 years apart. Either way, we're in our cringy teen eras, and I'm so excited to see what tomfoolery is going to be tomfooled. So, before I start though, honey, where is my super suit? Okay, sorry, I had to shoot a message to somebody. Okay, but I'm ready now. Let me switch us over to the gamer screen. Hello, Anarchy. Hello, Ken. Hello, Ultra. I hope life is treating you all decently well, at the very least. Let me give you desktop audio as well. Continue. So yeah, last we left off, we were just dealing with this little shithead named Jeremy, who's being a dick. And then we ate a fruit bouquet that Cove's dad gave to my family, but we ate it. And then our sister was mad at us, and we ran away. And she didn't follow because she's too old for that now. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I have to do all the voices because Pidgey's not here. This is our new character. I forgot his name, but that's fine. Meanwhile, the three of you made it back to the shoreline. Derek, his name is Derek. He looks like a Derek. Derek pumped his fist, grinning in triumph. Let's see, what voice should I give you? We escaped in generic little boy voice. I don't know anything else, you guys. We escaped and shall live to see another day. Exactly, but we should keep moving. Yeah, for now at least. Victory! My mom's gonna be so mad when Elizabeth tells this story. You know what? I don't need to think about these words. We should, but we should keep moving. In case Elizabeth decides to come back after all, or that mean kid really is still around. You chuckled together, walking further down the beach side by side. You definitely wanted to stay outside a little while longer. You had gotten a bit of a scolding from your moms for not saving any of Mr. Holden's gift for Elizabeth, but you didn't get any real punishment for it. I mean, it's dumb. Like, we all know that was for me. Be so for real. Instead, while you were out with the boys, Elizabeth returned home to share the news. The three of them went to get dessert on their own. It was declared even by your parents when everyone got back, and the event was settled. Wait. You got a bit of scolding. Okay. Instead, while you were out with the boys, Elizabeth returned home to share the news. The three of them went to get dessert on their own. Like, Elizabeth and the two moms. Fair enough. It was declared even by your parents when everyone got back and the event was settled. That was a while ago now. Later that night, you found yourself seated near the kitchen counter. Your fingers drummed on the surface as you waited, your gaze trained on the phone. You were waiting on a call tonight, specifically from your cousin, Leandra. You didn't want to miss it accidentally. Your uncle, aunt, and Lee used to live many hours away. Your families only saw each other a few times a year for big occasions. A while back, though, they moved and were closer to you than ever before. You now hung out regularly. With school being out, you're positive she's gonna want to come over a lot. The two of you were the same age and got along well. She used to be really fond of Elizabeth, too, but now that your sister has become allergic to interacting with her own family, it tended to be just you and Lee who spend time together. I never was that way, to be honest. Like, why are you too cool to hang out with your family? The fuck? The fuck? She was your only friend who was a girl. No, I have friends of all kinds. Being family helps make you close, but you had a lot of girlfriends. I'm not like I'm not like those other girls, okay? I live my life how I want, which means I'm friends with whoever I want despite their gender. Rah! That just means I have all the friends. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I feel like I have a decent amount of friends. Like, I wouldn't say like I'm Miss Popular, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not friends with every single person I talk to, but I like to think I have a decent amount of friends, and I like to say I have a good amount of people who, even if we're not friends, you know, they like me okay enough, I think. This is not your time to tell me that you don't like me, though. I will just start crying. You often gravitated towards other girls and befriended them pretty easily. Listen, like, you know, like I said, I'm friends with anybody. Competitive friending. Yeah, I'm actually friending everybody. You also had a lot of non-girlfriends. You don't have many non-girlfriends. I have a lot of non-girlfriends, too. Listen, you know, I would say in high school, I had like a bestie who was a girl, and I had a bestie who was a guy. And then now I'm like, you know, I've got, okay, listen, we're not counting the non-beanie people. So it's like, you know, yeah, you know, I got a lot. I also have a lot of non-girlfriends. What kind of gender someone was didn't seem to make any difference in who you got along with. That is true. Then the shrill ringtone announced an incoming call. You jumped before grabbing the receiver and pressing it to your ear. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, I feel like when I was like younger, like elementary school, and maybe like kind of middle school, I had mostly girls as friends, but like, I don't know, I felt like that was normal when you're that young. But in middle school, I think I had like one guy friend. And then high school, I got more. Like, two of my best friends in high school were guys. One of which looked like Jesus, and then the other one who was gay. So that's my guy friend duality. Sorry. It was funny. Then the shrill ringtone announced an incoming call. You jumped before grabbing the receiver and pressing it to your ear. Lee, finally, who is it? Cryptid residence, Luna speaking. I wish my last name was actually Cryptid. That'd be funny as fuck to say. This is the Cryptid residence. That's what I'm gonna say. Cause I'd be too anxious thinking it's somebody else that's not my friend on the line. I'm not getting embarrassed like that. You were greeted by a distorted, high-pitched giggle. What? Why do you sound so weird? Mom answers the phone like that sometimes. It's supposed to be polite. You should go with hi. That was something a robot would say. There was static on the end, as if Lee was shifting wherever she was. So, can you believe school's actually over? I never thought it'd be done. Now, we don't have to do any of that boring stuff and we get to hang out whenever we want. Speaking of hanging out... Lee, can you wait a second? Let me just head to my room. Oh, yeah. She said it. You got up from your friend. You got up from your seat at the counter. Luckily, the phone was wireless, so you didn't have to worry about any cords tying you down. Your mom's had a rule about not moving the phone unless a call was in progress, which was why you had been sat by its cradle waiting for Lee to call. Your moms could be really unfair. You thought that made sense. You didn't like it, but it had to be the way. I don't know. I feel like that makes sense because, like, if you have the phone off the thing, it's like the battery's gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, it might not be fully charged, and then how is anybody supposed to talk on it? I feel like that makes sense. That specific rule. It was nice to keep everything in its proper place. And I'm just imagining these kids just losing the phone everywhere. So you just hear it ring, and you're like, where the fuck is it? But now that Lee had called, it was okay for you to go upstairs to your bedroom and talk to her. You made your way up the stairs, smiling. After you had arrived, you shut the bedroom door firmly behind you. You took a seat on your bed. Alright, I'm here. Cool. Hey, did you know the girl down the street from me has her own phone now? A cell phone. She doesn't have to wait for someone else to stop using it or anything. Wow, really? The thought of someone having a phone that was all their own seemed unbelievable to you. Right? I wish I had one too. But my parents said I couldn't get my own phone until I'm more grown up. I wish they'd change their mind. We could call each other every single day, and no one would be able to stop us. How great would that be? Really great. Listen, let's not be a pessimist. We could even stay up late, talking about whatever we want. Lee sighed through thoughtfully into the receiver. At least they said I could have it someday. I can't wait. She sighed dramatically. I bet I'm not gonna get one until I'm all the way in college. Why are they adding me like this? Like, literally me? Actually, what happened to me? Squeezing the phone between your shoulder and ear, you puffed up your pillows and made yourself more comfy. It was strange to think of a time when normal school would be over and you'd have to choose whether or not to go to college. School was such a bright part of your life right now. Oh my god, lots of options. Studying didn't come easily to you, though you tried hard. You worked about as hard as most people and got pretty average results as well. You never tried much, but you still didn't do that bad. You didn't bother at all in school, and your grades reflected that. Everything in your classes came easily to you. You worked hard for your excellent grades. Bitch, I worked hard for my grades, and I had good grades. Every A+ you brought home was a result of concentration and diligence. Well, you know, hypothetically speaking. I'm not gonna lie, though, like, I barely ever studied. So the fact that I even did as good as I did in school, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, when I say, like, I don't study, I'm not, like, slaving over that textbook the entire night. I don't believe in all-nighters for studying because I'm like, you being tired is not going to help you retain information. First of all, if you're tired while you're already studying, your brain is not going to commit any of that stuff to your head. You know what I'm saying? And if you wake up tomorrow tired as fuck, you're automatically gonna do worse at the test because you are tired, you can't focus, your concentration's bad. Like, you know what I'm talking about? So I'm like, staying up to try to study makes no sense to me because your lack of sleep is going to impede you being able to reach for that information that you so carefully studied for last night. Unless you're staying up specifically to write like a little study cheat sheet that you're allowed to have, that's different, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, bro. And also I just like hate reading things that teachers tell me to read. So I just don't. I find alternate ways. Every A+ you brought home was a result of concentration and diligence. You hoped that you would be able to keep it up through high school. You felt a lot of pressure to maintain the high grades you had last year. You hoped to do just as well this year, but it wouldn't be a big deal if they dropped some. You were confident your grades would remain great. You had no plans on getting excellent scores this time around. I'm confident my grades are going to be the same. You could definitely keep the streak going. Yeah. You tried to sound engaged, but your mind had decided to go back to school despite the season. Lee knew you too well to be fooled.
What's up?
You sound so spacey. What's up? Just thinking about school. Lee groaned. Are you thinking about how we don't have to think about it because it's summer? That's what I'm doing. I'm looking forward to going back. Let's make a petition for more vacation time. It's so awful, I hate going. Let's make a petition. Yeah, everybody in class would sign it. Maybe some teachers too. No, I guess school isn't all the way bad. You can do some good things there. You can just do more when school's out. Learning new things can be cool. Gym is pretty great, though. I hate gym. Gym is my least favorite class. It's the easiest way to hang out with people not in the neighborhood. The cafeteria lunches at my school could be better if they had any right to be. There's nothing good about school. It's the easiest way to hang out with people. If I didn't go to school, I'd never meet anybody new. No one really comes here. Uh-huh. And, you know, sometimes I did like learning certain things. I just wish everyone did okay with how they taught the things, not just some people. Me too. But that's it, though. And that's pretty much everything that's good about school. Okay, point taken. Alright. Now, I decree the topic of school is officially closed. We have to talk about this summer first, before we can start plotting the rest of our lives. I've got some plans already. Ooh, tell me. I'm gonna visit my cousins. You chuckled, of course. What's something you want to do? The first thing that comes to your head. I want to spend time with Cove. I want to spend time with people. Ooh, I've got to get some new art supplies. Reading. I'm going to catch up on movies and TV. Probably I'll spend time at the beach. I don't want to do anything at all. It's vacation. Ooh. I want to get some new art supplies. I can't wait to try them out. I can't wait to see what you make. You leaned back in your bed, settling in as you continued chatting with your friend. For one, the events of the day. You sat up straighter. Oh my god, Pookie, you'll never guess. There's this fuck-ass kid named Jeremy, and if I see him again, bro, I'm gonna curb stomp him into the goddamn sand. For one, the events of the day. You sat up straighter. I was with Cove and Derek today. We met a new kid. Like, at your neighborhood? Mm-hmm. His parents are visiting family, so it sounds like he'll be around for a little while. I don't know how long. What was he like? A jerk. Mean. He kept snapping when all we were trying to do was talk to him. He just kept being rude to everyone, and I definitely didn't try to curb stomp him. But especially Cove. It was awful, and nobody is mean to my boy, besides me. I don't think I want to meet him. Trust me, I didn't want to meet him either. As soon as he started shit-talking, I wanted to be like, guys, I should have just rolled up on out of there, but yeah, he was peeving me off. You want a boy to stay away before even meeting him? That's an unexpected twist. Your cousin was pretty popular with the boys who knew her. She seemed happy enough to be around them until they started to annoy her. She's actually real icon legend. Like, listen, I too feel that way. Hey, who are you to talk? You give practically all your attention to boys. Or maybe just one boy. I see how much you like Cove. You got me. That he's gonna marry me one day. That's he has no choice. You got me. Lee laughed at your affirmation, deeply amused. Listen, you know, when it's me and the girlie on the phone, it's different. But like, you know, when Elizabeth asks me, I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Lee laughed at your affirmation, deeply amused. Even though she couldn't see, you shook your head at her, grinning at yourself. Listen, I'm just a funny little guy. Oh my god, bro. Speak of the fucking she-devil. What do you want, bro? You eavesdropping again? You're gonna cry, say you want to use the phone? There was a stomping noise approaching your room, heralding the arrival of your irritated older sister. She flung the door open, a frown etched on her face. Why? What are you upset about now?
Come on.
How long are you going to hog the phone? Glancing at your watch, you realized your quick call had gone much longer than anticipated. Elizabeth held out her hand, the other one lodged on her hip. She noticed the realization on your face. Time's up. Gotta go, I'll see you soon, okay? Went alongside, you said your goodbyes to Lee. Sorry for being so long, I'm still using it. No, get out of my room. Gotta go, I'll see you soon, alright?
Bye.
Okay, see you. Tell Elizabeth and your moms I said hi, too. You barely pressed the end call button when Elizabeth whisked the handset from your fingers and began dialing someone new as she strode out of the room. See, oh my god, bro, I'm so glad I don't have a sister like this because I'd be crashing out every fucking day. So, like, you know, if y'all have sisters or, like, a sibling like this, like, I understand why you and your sibling might not get along. Because, like, before I didn't understand it because, like, you know, me and my sister, we know each other. Obviously, we're sisters. But, like, not like this. We don't be doing stuff like this, bro. If she snatched the phone out of my hands, ooh, that would trigger me so damn bad. Like, if she snatched it out of my hand, like, in a non-joking way, oh, I'd be hot, bro. I'd be heated. I'd be like, Mom, beat her ass. Your mom's voice called from downstairs. Like, you did not need a snatch. Hey, has anyone seen the phone? I'm using it! With that, she shut your door behind you. Silence was left in the wake. That was one way to end your first day of summer break. Bro. Sometime later, it had gotten dark outside, and you laid in bed, wide awake. I'm wide awake. Your window rattled all of a sudden, startling you badly. You flinched, staring over at it with furrowed brows. From your vantage point, you saw only the moon and an open sky. Interesting. You were confused. Wait, let me look at the log again. I'd probably be confused, to be honest. What had caused that noise? Frowning, you sat up and moved closer to the window. You might as well find the reason behind the disturbance. To your utter shock, your gaze was met by a pair of familiar ocean blue eyes. My Pookie? Is that my Pookie? Cove? You squinted. Yep, Cove was right outside your window. Your house was very angular, and some parts stuck out further than others, so theoretically it wouldn't be hard to climb around on. I definitely don't think I read that correctly, but that's fine. You know, we got the gist across. Still, just because somebody could didn't mean you expected it to ever happen. To his credit, Cove was doing just fine. His feet were braced against a section of the wall that jutted out. His arms flexing with the effort to keep him upright. Girl, wasn't one broken arm good enough for you? He lifted a hand and waved at you from the other side of the glass. What are you doing, you goofball? You hurriedly opened the window. Cove climbed over the ledge, releasing a breath once he was safely inside. Hi, Luna. Girl, what are you doing? Not the first option being, what are you doing? What's up, Romeo? No, I don't think I would say that. I think it'd be funny, but I don't know if I would say that. This sure is a surprise, but you're always welcome here. Is everything okay? What happened? You're lucky I didn't start screaming. Amazing, my dreams have come true. Listen, that's a little wild and for real. That's a little wild. I'd be like, this sure is a surprise, but I mean, you're always welcome here, I guess. Thanks. I needed to talk to you and I couldn't wait until tomorrow. If I rang the doorbell, I know your moms would have answered, and they'd just make me go home. I didn't really want to explain why I was coming over anyway. I don't want to talk about it. Heh, sure, I guess. Well, besides with you, I mean. That's why I did that. I mean, it was listen, shout out, bro. Shout out. As unexpected as this was, you were touched. Cove felt like he could tell you what was wrong. I might have tried calling or something, except my dad was on the phone. What time is it right now? Cove suddenly looked very cross. Are you and your dad in a little spat right now? Dad, he was talking to my mom. Still is, probably. Oof. You raise your eyebrows. Cove had eavesdropped on his parents' phone conversation? You shouldn't have done that. You dropping bad, bro. I'm the last damn person that's gonna be saying that. Trust me, I'd be like, T, what were they saying? I would have done that too. To be honest, I would have. I'd be like, I'm defo eavesdropping. Cove looked relieved, a small smile playing on his lips. If anything, if I know anything about myself, is I am a nosy bitch. And listen, where do I get that from? My mom. She is also the nosiest person I know. Like, if something's happening with the neighbors outside, if there's police, ambulance, yelling, the first people, me and her, up against the window, what's going on out there? Yeah, it's hard not to spy at least a little. It was about me. Bro, if she tries to take you away, I'm getting on the plane with you. Are you going to stay with your mom for a while again? Every year, Cove was sent off to live with his mom for a few weeks. When it happened varied. Sometimes he would go during winter break, but usually he went during summer. Oh, is this why? Is this why we haven't had a summer together in a bit? Because he usually has to go. Even though it was hard news when you found out he was leaving, and you missed seeing him those weeks, you understood. To your surprise, however, he shook his head. That's what I thought too. But no, that's not what they were saying. What were they saying? My dad asked my mom not to have me leave this year. He said she could come stay with us here. That's interesting. Listen, bro, the dad's just like shipping us, and he's like, I don't want Cove to leave. Like, this is their summer romance. Yeah, you waited for him to continue. He didn't. The conversation abruptly dropped off. You couldn't help but stare at Cove. There was a complicated mix of expressions on his face. What did your mom say? She told him she'd come. Oh, she told him she'd come. I know she's coming soon, before school starts. Right. Oh. You heard Cove talk about his mom a lot over the years. He'd tell you about past memories, or... Oh my god, sorry, I just, like, cracked my wrist really loud in your ears. My bad. Or what happened when he was visiting her. That was probably... Oh my god, that was probably so loud. Like, I just moved my wrist, because I was like, my wrist's kind of hurting. Let me just bend it. And then I literally did it right directly in front of the mic. I don't like bone noises. Like, when people, like, pop their knuckles, it, like, grosses me out. But, like, when it's just, like, one bone, it's, like, a little less disgusting. But still, that was fucking crazy loud. Holy shit. Sorry. Moving along. Still, it was one thing to hear about someone and another to actually meet them. Very soon, you were going to have to see Cove's mom in person. Dude, I'm gonna have to meet my mom-in-law? Fuck. You were taken aback by the news, so you could only imagine how Cove felt. I mean, technically, they haven't even told him yet. He was just eavesdropping. You looked over at him. He was pacing across your room, features pained with dread. Why don't you want you? Why you nervous? Before, they'd barely stay in the same room long enough to have lunch. Now we're gonna be all together again, the three of us, after all this time, just for a few weeks. I know I should be happy that they can talk to each other now. I'm still not. I'm just confused and freaked out. And now I feel really bad for feeling this way. I don't think it's bad.
Luna.
Sorry, that was weird. They didn't really say the name before, so I was not expecting that. Luna, it's so... His fists tightened and his eyes became misty. Aw, don't cry, bro. Don't cry. I saw, dude. I shouldn't keep getting like this. It's been a long time already, and I'm not a little kid. Though he wouldn't meet your eyes, you knew he was waiting for you to say something. Imagine you just don't. There's nothing wrong with feeling bad. That is hard to deal with, yeah. I mean, we can deal with this. I'm sorry, Cove. You know I'm here for you. Yeah, that's a lot. You don't know what to say. I feel like I would either say, like, there's nothing wrong with feeling bad. Like, this is hard to deal with, which I kind of did say before. Or, I'm sorry, Cove. You know I'm here for you. Those are kind of like the responses I usually give. Because I'm not the best at comforting people, but I try. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, there's nothing wrong with feeling bad. This is hard to deal with. The tense line of Cove's shoulders eased. Thanks. That makes me feel a little better. Like I'm not freaking out for no reason. A momentary silence fell over the two of you. You marveled at how the day started. You had awoken eager for summer vacation, but now things seemed so crazy. The mini debacle with Mr. Holden's gift, the newest addition to the neighborhood being so rude, and as if all that wasn't enough, now Cove's mom would be living with Cove and his dad again. Interesting. I'm ready for that spice. That's that juicy drama, am I right? Your whole life was kind of like that, it seemed. Complicated and hard and different. Why couldn't things just get better with time? I mean, they kind of do. Luna? The sound of your name, said quietly, pulled you from your thoughts. Cove gazed at you, concerned.
Are you okay?
No, I'm good, bro. I'm straight. Yeah, I'm okay. You meant it. Yeah, I'm okay. You didn't mean it. No, I'm not. I don't know. Who, me? I'm more worried about you. Wow, things are kind of bad for everyone, huh? Wait, I'm like, I don't even know. I mean, I feel like I'm okay. And I mean it. Like, we had a wild day, but, like, I'm not going crazy. Yeah, I'm okay. And I mean it. You knew some things were still good. Cove grinned reassuringly. It was small and delicate, but you knew it was genuine. Moonlight from outside cast shadows across his face and lit up his eyes. They seemed to sparkle with his smile. Cute, I guess. You, just like that one look, just that one look brightened your mood somewhat. Sorry, I'm having a stroke, I think. You know, I think I don't want to talk about... I don't think I want to talk anymore about this. Hey, man, absolutely. You want to chill in my room, totally chilly? He looked away, his thims? Oh my god, bro, can I read? He looked away, his lips thinning into a line, and he rubbed his arms. Ah! Sorry, I'm trying so hard to be able to be literate. It's not easy. But I kind of don't want to go back home either. Could I stay a little longer, just doing something else? Yeah, sure, I guess. He appeared equal parts hopeful and vulnerable. How could you possibly turn him away? I know, I'd be a jerk. And then it comes up with an option where it's like, fuck. You can stay tonight, but we shouldn't make a habit of this. Bro, girl, I don't care. You can make a habit out of it. I've got a flashlight and some cards. Are you in? Of course, you can always stay here. You can always stay, Cove. You know, I don't know if I would get that sentimental. I think I'd be like... But I do want him to know he can come over, and I don't mind. But I also want to play cards, bro. I'm gonna say the last one. Because I'm going in, bro. You can always stay here. You held his gaze confidently, hoping your words got across to him. Cove perked up at your response, a smile appearing on his face. He immediately took a seat on your bed, not afraid to get comfortable in your room. Listen, you should take this as high praise, bro. I don't like people, like, even sitting on my bed. I don't know why. You felt a little better at the sight, somehow. You still had a lot of worries, but you were glad he was here. And not just tonight, you were glad he came into your life in the first place. That was a change you'd never want to undo. It felt totally natural to let him into your little world. That initial friendship had deepened so much over these past years, and you were certain there was room to get even closer. You joined Cove on your bed, taking a seat across from him. He smiled at you again, but you could tell this time it was half-hearted. He was still easy to read. Damn, bro, dragging him like a fucking... I don't even know, something you drag. Dragging him like a sled. I don't know why that was my first thing. Though he didn't want to talk about his mom and dad, he must be thinking about what happened and what's about to happen. Dude, you want to talk shit about Jeremy? You smiled gently at him. You put a hand on his shoulder. You patted his back. You hugged him. You took his hand in yours. You nudged him with your foot. Where do we want to go with this? Let me think. I feel like I probably wouldn't hug. I'd probably take his hand. Because, like, I don't know. I'm more of a hand-holding kind of guy. Over, like, a hugging kind of person. Because I'm like, get off of me. You stretch your my short arm. Hey. My arm is like, it's like I don't think I have short arms. I don't think I have like long, I think I have normal arms. I think. You stretched your short arm out and gently held his hand. It wasn't much, but you hoped the contact helped even a little. Listen, I'm too shy to go for a full hug, bro. It's crazy work. Cove blinked, startled, before his expression softened into something more natural. Conversation was stilted and broken, often by silence at first. Then both of you were able to get into your usual candor. Dude, he better not fall asleep, because if Elizabeth sees he's here, we're getting clapped, bro. Like, she's absolutely gonna rat, and then I don't even know what's gonna happen then. I'm surprised my parents even let me, like, just casually hang out with him. And they're not like, you are not gonna go out here kissing boys, are you? Like, and if I do? As your secret hangout session stretched on, you thought that you truly wanted to keep having moments like this with him. You hoped a day would never come when life decided that the two of you would have to part ways. Now, why are you saying it like that is gonna happen? And you knew Cove felt the same. You opened your tired eyes, groaning as they adjusted to the bright light that was streaming through your window and warming your peachy skin. With a loud yawn, you rolled away from the sunlight and blinked a couple times, clearing the sleep from your eyes before realizing with a start it was morning. Oh, he defo fell asleep. Well, he could have left while we were asleep, but you couldn't even remember falling asleep. Cove had crept through your window during the night, and the two of you spent time together, trying not to wake your parents. You must have fallen asleep while you were hanging out, but couldn't put a finger on exactly when. You wondered how late Cove had stayed before heading home. Damn, bro. So he had to sneak back out the window? You rubbed your face and yawned again, Contemplating whether you should get out of bed and get ready for the day or stay snuggled up for a little while longer. Bed. The answer is always bed. Unless we're gonna go see Cove. Until your gaze landed on an instantly recognizable mop of pale green hair, and you bolted upright and gasped in surprise. I knew it! There was no way he went home. He never left. He was still here in the morning. Well, listen, I don't want to be loud because then they're gonna come in here. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm just gonna laugh, bro. I'm laughing. He had fallen asleep while sitting on the ground, precariously leaning his head on the side of your mattress. With your laugh, Cove's eyes snapped open, and his head slipped from its source of support. He didn't stop going down until he smacked right into the floor with a crack. Oh god, they're gonna come up here, hide under the bed. Actually, I don't think you can. It doesn't look like there's... Oh yeah, it's like covered. You clamped a hand over your mouth and looked down at him with wide eyes, curled up where he landed rather ungracefully. Aww. Bro, you need to hide. They're gonna come up here. Ooh, punch the mic. You laughed even more. Are you okay? You helped him up. Shh, my moms are gonna hear us. Are you okay? You winced at his tumble, hoping no one else in the house had heard either of your outbursts. Yeah, I'm alright. Cove rubbed at his forehead a little, and you weren't sure that was entirely true. If either of your moms found out Cove had slept here last night, the two of you would be in big trouble. Cove blinked at you a couple of times. His eyes growing in panic as some thought that only he could hear settled in his mind. He's like, oh shit, I fell asleep.
Oh my god!
That voice crack, oh my god, the puberty really do be kicking in. Oh my god, I fell asleep. You weren't exactly sure what to do as you watch Cove pace your room, looking around frantically. You're gonna have to fucking climb out the window, brother. Cove's hands flew to his face, letting out a sigh when he found his glasses right where they were supposed to be. Despite that, he hadn't calmed down completely. The atmosphere was still frazzled. It's going to be alright. We're going to be in so much trouble. Just calm down. Settle down before moms hear you. You didn't say anything. Hey. It's going to be alright. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm going to get you out of this situation. Okay? We got to work together. I'm going to play decoy, okay? I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to be distraction while you sneak out the window, okay? They'll never suspect a thing. You just need to leave before anyone notices you're here. If they knew, we would have already heard about it already. Cove nodded, his shoulders tensed as he fixed you with a firm stare with his turquoise eyes. Letting out a heavy sigh, he ran his hand through his hair in exasperation. He couldn't look at you again as he spoke. Listen. You're gonna be Solid Snake, bro, and I'm gonna be the guy on the radio. It's okay. I'll see you later. You were confused by how all this had played out, but hoped that was true. Right, bye, Cove. At that, you were suddenly wrapped in a tense embrace. Oh my goodness. At that, you were suddenly wrapped in a tense embrace. As panicked as he was, this seemed to be something he couldn't forget before leaving. He said, "Hey, yo, where my hug at?" Dang, I should have hugged him last night, bro. I feel like, the hand-holding is a little bit more romantic than just a hug, because a hug can be shared by anybody. I mean, hand-holding can also be shared by anybody, but you know what I mean, man. You know what I mean. Thanks again. You're a good friend, Luna. A really good friend. Hey, yo! He firmly whispered the words into the top of your shoulder. Also, my knee just cracked. Sorry. It made you feel tingly. Before you were let go, before you had a chance to respond, or even fully react, in a matter of seconds he had climbed over your bed and opened the window. A cool breeze rolled off the ocean, fluttering through Cove's hair and filling your room with its salty scent, making him look like the coolest guy ever. Cove fearlessly stepped out onto the ledge. You wished him luck. You rallied him to keep going. You suggested he sneak out the door instead. You urged him to hurry up. Hey man, good luck. Good luck. Be super careful. You weren't sure if he heard you or not, but he kept going along, one foot in front of the other with increasing speed, until his form disappeared out of sight. You stuck your head out the window as far as it could go to try to keep watch. He walked the full length of the ledge before jumping down to the top of the garage, then lowering himself onto the fence. From there, he finally dropped to the ground. You threw out a thumbs up at his successful climb. You ran off toward the house without stopping. He ran off towards the house without stopping, disappearing behind the side of another building. You had to admit that you were pretty impressed at how doable he made that look. Cove always seemed to have a way of seeming so smooth without even meaning to. With a little sigh, you reclose your window, deciding there was nothing more you could do. You hopped off your bed and got ready to head downstairs for the day. You put on your slippers, you checked yourself in the mirror, you made your bed. Well, I gotta put on my slippies. You knew it was summer, but your slippers were comfy and cozy and made you feel better whenever you wore them. That's actually real. I used to wear, like, my slippers all the time, but now I have a pair of Adidas slides, so now I just wear my Adidas slides all the time. But yeah, slippers all year round, baby. You took the stairs, slowly attempting to mask your face into a look of innocence. Like, I did not just spend... Well, to be fair, like, he was sleeping on the floor, probably got back broke from having to sleep sitting up. But, like, you know, it was kind of nice. We had a little rendezvous. You took the stairs. Yeah, trying to look innocent. You were sure that someone would have come into your room if they had heard anything strange, but you couldn't be too careful. You had to play it cool. When you stepped into the living room, Elizabeth was there, tapping her finger on the counter, the person that I wanted to see the least right now because she could tell. She could read my face. She'd be like, boy, you just saw a boy. I could see it on your face. Good morning, Elizabeth. She looked you over immediately, her eyes squinting at the greeting. Oh my god, bro, she knows. She knows!
Why?
Why are you being so weird? You hadn't even done anything! Your big sister never missed a beat, unfortunately. You turned and offered a tight smile, and her lips pursed together even tighter. Luna? You shrugged it off, you clammed up. Wouldn't you like to know? Sorry. You excitedly blurted out. I'm not folding. I'm not, bro. I'd probably say, wouldn't you like to know? Nah, I'm feeling like, oh. Shrug. I'm not. You spoke so nonchalantly, you almost thought she believed you. Bro, I'm a nonchalant guy, bruh. But you knew better. Further suspicious squinting occurred as she waited for something. But ultimately, she rolled her eyes, and you weren't sure if you were in trouble or not. She didn't seem to care enough to dig any further. I wonder what would happen if I did just, like, spill the beans. I was just like, oh my god, Cove was here last night, it was so romantic! Like, do you think she would have been, like, happy for me? Or do you think she would have teased me? Do you think she would have instantly been like, Moms! Luna had a boy over! Whatever. Then she walked straight out the front door, letting it slam shut behind her, and you let out a brief sigh. I wonder if I let her in more, if maybe she'd be a little less mean to me, but like, you know, you act cold, that's what you get back, bruh. Sorry. And you let out a brief sigh. Elizabeth went out most days to hang out with her friends from school around town. Today, you were extra glad for it. Though you were also grateful she hadn't left the house any sooner and risked running into Cove. Listen, that would have been real embarrassing for me. It looked like you were getting away with that. Fuck yeah. Breakfast was eaten in peace and alone. Your moms were both out by the time you'd gotten up. They had left you a serving of food from breakfast they made. Hash browns, an omelet, fruit salad, and there were a few sausage links. Bro, classic breakfast. You took a little bit of everything. You passed on some parts because they weren't things that you liked. What was it? It was hash browns? And what else? Hash browns, an omelet, fruit salad, and a few sausage links. Like, the only thing I probably wouldn't like is the fruit salad, but I would take some just, like, if it had, like, grapes and strawberries, I would just eat those. You passed on some parts because you were trying to avoid meat. You passed on some parts because you were trying to avoid, no, I'm taking a little bit of everything. It was tasty. You appreciated that there was a variety in the meals your moms made. The day lazily drifted by at home, and eventually your parents returned. I want to hang out with my mans. I'm clingy. You pulled open the fridge again, lingering in the frosty air for a moment or two before grabbing a bottle of ice-cold water and taking a long drink. Period. We're just straight chilling. No, oops, sorry. I want to turn this up a little. It was a perfect balmy summer afternoon, and you decided to head outdoors and find something to do. You hadn't decided what that something was just yet, but you were sure something would pop up to occupy your time. Period. As you were heading out the front door, you paused for a moment. You hadn't seen Cove since he had left that morning, and you couldn't help but think about what had happened to him. Would it be bad to go over to his house right now, or to call him to check in? Bro, I'm going straight over to the house. The fuck? You stepped out of your house, still stuck in an internal debate with yourself, when a voice caught your attention.
Hi.
Hi, Luna. Confused, you look over to where an unrecognizable woman was waving at you. A friendly smile plastered on her face. Is this his mom? How do you know me? You racked your memory for where you might have seen her before, but nothing came to mind. Not your school or from the country club your moms took you to. You had absolutely no idea who this woman was. The woman crossed the road towards you, but you were a little unsure whether you should stay put or go back into the house and lock the door. I mean, she's got green hair and looks like she has pronouns, bro. You know who this is. Damn, she got the neo green. I'm trying to remember, what's Cove's dad's hair color again? Because how did we go from this, like, neon green? I mean, I guess the ends are kind of, like, more Cove's color. I don't know. Somebody explain what's going on here. Neo got my back. Culture things. Tech on my mind. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Never mind. Oops, I'm sorry. Was that presumptuous? I've heard about you, but you have no idea who I am, do you? Sorry. No. You shook your head, and she removed her sunglasses to reveal sparkly ocean blue eyes. All of a sudden, she seemed a lot more familiar. Oh my god, yeah. He literally has your eyes. My son lives here, and my ex, too. With a bent smile, she lifted a hand to point at the condo across the street from your own house. She was Cove's mom. Cove, your mom's kind of hot. I can't lie. Cove, your mom is kind of bad. She's kind of a baddie. Hello, how are you? You didn't know why you hadn't realized sooner now that you'd gotten a good look at her. She seemed nice. She seemed sort of strange. She looked really young. It made sense that she was Cove's mom. She felt so different to Cove. She was super pretty. She was super pretty. This beautiful lady was Cove's mother? Shit, wow. No matter your thoughts on her, you still felt taken aback that she had appeared here so suddenly. Cove had mentioned she was coming, but you hadn't gotten the impression it was the very next day. That's actually real. Wait, hold on, you guys. Okay. Sorry. Doing pretty good. Eating food right now. Made some salmon onigiri. Okay, period. Me, I'm hungry, but I'll be eating after stream. No matter your thoughts on, oh yeah. Yeah, I did not realize she was gonna be coming today. She extended a hand again, this time for you to take, and you studied the manicured fingers in front of your face and the assortment of bracelets that dangled from her wrist. I'm Kyra, priest. You can call me Kyra. Yeah, I'll shake her hand. Bro, I'm not gonna not shake somebody's hand if they offer it to me. You reached out and took her hand, and she shook yours firmly, grinning wide. I'm Luna, but you already knew that.
That I do.
That I do. Cove's mentioned you to me before. It's nice to officially meet you, Luna. Cove talked about you to his mom? He hadn't even mentioned he said things about you to her. What has Cove said about me? Listen, I'm nosy. What has he said about me? Oh, I can't tell you that. I've already said too much. She laughed good-naturedly. You couldn't be happy about that answer, though. Cove. Hi, Pookie. The sound of a door opening and closing caught both your attentions, and when you turned oh my god, I'm having a stroke. Let me start over. The sound of a door opening and closing caught both your attentions, and when you turned toward the sound, it was to find Cove exiting his house, his eyes skimming the ground. Considering how tall he had grown, you kind of figured his mom also would have been tall, but she was much more on the short side, for an adult anyway. Cove's height must have come from his father.
My baby.
There you are! I thought you were gonna keep me standing out here all day. You tried to catch Cove's eye as he walked towards you, but his gaze was firmly fixed on the sidewalk. Does he realize I'm here? When he finally crossed the road and looked up, he gave you a pitiful look. Aw, Pookie Bear. After the way he had acted last night, you knew he must be feeling pretty mixed up about this. Bro, maybe I can come with you. I don't know, maybe... would that make it better or worse? I'm actually not sure. When he finally crossed the road... and looked up, he gave you a pitiful look. Aww. You tried to wordlessly express that you understood. I'm like, I get you. Cove and I are heading into town to grab something to eat while the snore's at work. Kyra beamed at Cove and ruffled his hair, which only seemed to upset him more. He assumed the snorer she was talking about was Mr. Holden. Hey, you should come with us, Luna. I'd love to get to know you better. Well, I mean, you are my mother-in-law, so I guess I have to. I hope you don't fit the stereotypes of mother-in-laws, though. Sorry, I was taking a sip of my drink. Yeah, I know. I did want to come, bro. Yeah, you should come. He's like, please, please come. There was a pleading in his tone that you couldn't miss. I told you. He's like, yeah, you should come. Of course, we'll run it by your parents first. Responsibility and all that. Yeah, my parents are not home.
Anywhoosies.
It'll give me an excuse to meet them, which I need to do at some point. It's important to be neighborly if I'm going to be roosting on this street for the time being. Anywhoosies, let's go. Kyra walked ahead of you towards your house, and you hung back with Cove, who crinkled his nose as he watched her.
Sorry.
I'm sorry about her, but I really do want you to come. I don't want it to be just the two of us. Not right now. You leaned in closer and whispered, while checking around for anyone who might hear. What happened? Did your dad know you were gone? Cove shook his head and sighed heavily. Dad was so focused on Mom showing up, he didn't even notice. I thought when I heard them on the phone last night that it was something they were planning for the future. This morning, Dad said it was supposed to be a surprise, and I guess I was surprised. She's gonna be here all summer. Oh, you were surprised to hear that too. Cove sighed again, even heavier. I'll go with you, if you really want me to. He smiled, his shoulders relaxing a little in relief. Thanks, that'd be cool. The two of you headed over to where Cove's mom had just knocked on your front door and stood behind her. I thought they said my mom. Oh, right, they did get home. Never mind, I'm a dumb idiot. I'm a dumb idiot. They literally said they came home and then I left. Mom answered the door after a minute, her eyebrows lifting in surprise at the group she found in front of her. You realize that, like you, she would have no idea that it was Cove's mom who was hanging with you. However, after blinking at the woman a couple of times and looking between her and Cove, the realization seemed to strike on her. Hello there, I'm Pamela.
I see.
I see you've met my kid Luna, and I'm guessing you've already known Cove for a while. Kyra laughed, and you and Cove exchanged looks at your parents' weird sense of humor. I'm Kyra Priest, Cove's mom. It's so nice to meet you. Oh, here's my other mom. They're gay, by the way. A head of purple-brown hair caught your eye as Ma popped up behind Mom, squeezing herself in beside her. We have company. I was wondering what all the commotion was. She grinned excitedly at Kyra. Actually, is it Kyra? Yeah, I'm gonna say that. The two of them introduced themselves and shook hands. Hi, Luna, Cove. Cove smiled at Ma shyly, and she gestured a hand toward the living room. There's no use hanging around in the doorway. Why don't you come in? I'd love to, but I promised to take my son out to eat, and I wouldn't want to hold you up with a surprise visit. Aw, I understand. You're welcome to stop by anytime.
Of course.
I'll take you up on that offer when I can. Count on it. Would you mind if Luna went with Cove and I? By treat. We won't be driving, just a quick walk down the road. Sure, that sounds nice.
Have fun.
I hope you all have fun. You gave your moms a look, and they smiled at you fondly. You were happy they were letting you go. Well, yeah, I want to go with Cove. What the fuck? You could tell that Cove really needed the support, and you were ready to be there for him.
Marvelous.
Marvelous. Expect us back in an hour or two. We look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Your parents waved goodbye to the three of you as you backed up onto the street. There was the sound of the front door closing behind you. I'm pretty positive I saw some restaurants when I was in the taxi, not too far from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tourist town, isn't it? There's a lot of them around. It was kind of strange to see Cove give someone this much attitude. If he wasn't in the mood to be nice, he generally just kept to himself. Kyra put her hands on her hips and smiled at her son. Well, you sound like the area expert. Do you have any recommendations for a place nearby? Not really. Kyra pouted at him and turned to you instead. How about you, Luna? Want to point me in the right direction? Sure, I have a couple of favorites. Listen, I'm not trying to get my mom-in-law to hate me, bruh. You'd been to a lot of places in town, and there were a couple that stood out from all the rest. There's a Chinese restaurant that me and my family go to all the time. It's my mom's favorite. There's also a tropical-themed place that tries to be sort of fancy. Both sounds like a treat. I'll leave it to you to pick for us, since Cove is going through a phase over there. He huffed at her and turned his face away. Oh, I don't know what to do. I wanna make Cove pick, but I don't want him to be mad at me. And listen, I'm gonna make Cove pick. He's gonna be mad at me, but it's okay. Here, let me save. It's okay, Cove. Tell us which one you want more. He mumbled sulkily, willing to reject his mom, but not you. Tee tee. I like the tropical place more. That's what I would have gone for too. With 2 votes in favor of one restaurant, it seemed it was settled. We can go there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luna. Will you show us the way? You nodded, taking the lead of your little group as Cove and his mom followed behind you. Together, the three of you left the neighborhood behind. Grocery store. You walk about 15 minutes, and along the way, Kyra asks a lot of questions about the area. Cove was quiet most of the time, so you ended up answering her instead. Kyra explained that she lived in a large city. She loved how peaceful and relaxing everything seemed in Sunset Bird. The restaurant was busy as usual, but luckily you were shown right to a small table. Kyra lowered herself into the chair, while Cove picked one of the diagonal to face her. Diagonal to her, not facing her, or to her side. It was awkward. Let's see. To start, what would you all like to drink? I'll get an orange soda. You guys should try the orange soda. It's amazing. Dude, me too, Cove. I'm literally drinking an orange Fanta right now. We're like in sync. Sorry, that was over-exaggerated just for comedy purposes. Sorry. I'll get an orange soda.
Noted.
Luna? Dude, let me get the soda too, bruh. Which flavor? Ooh, but I do like Sprite. I do like Sprite, so I kind of want to go for the lemon lime. You know what? But like I said, I'm literally drinking orange soda right now in real life. So I feel like I have to go orange just based on that. Sure. Kyra placed the order for your drinks, getting a black hot coffee for herself, and it didn't take too long before they were brought to the table and set in front of you. You took a long sip of your drink as you looked around the restaurant. Well, let me take a long sip of my drink as I look around the restaurant. Your small group checked over the menus, deciding what to order. The last time you came here, the dish you ordered was amazing. You wanted to order something different this time. Kyra and Cove didn't need any encouragement for this. They were totally focused on the information in front of them. Soon the meals too were ordered and the menus taken away. You glanced at the table surface, waiting to figure out what to say. Wait, I like how we got to pick our drinks, but we couldn't pick our, our food. Cove sunk back further into his seat and avoided eye contact. He started to twiddle his thumbs while acting like all of this was perfectly normal. His sour feelings today were unignorable. Instead of asking more open questions he'd brush off, Kyra had mercy on her son and instead put her focus towards you.
So,
Luna, what are a few things that you're into? There's gotta be something you do for fun, especially now that you're not buried in school assignments. Oh, wow. I'm really into cove. Help. Wait, that's funny as hell. I'm saving that because I wanna do that answer at some point. But not right now. That's really funny. I'm really into cove. I like to read, I like to watch. Games are fun, I like to play. I hang out with people, I go to the beach, and I'm into sports, music. I spend time on art, I write things. I still spend time studying fashion. I'm really into cove. It's really funny. I'm gonna say games. I like to play video games. I don't know much about them. Maybe you can show me sometime. Oh, and, we could do more options. Wait, this game might be fucking based. This game might be based, y'all. And I like to spend time on art. Drawing. I filled out a lot of sketchbooks. Well, that's a little bit too much. That's a little too much. I've got my one, well, I guess technically I've filled out like 3 sketchbooks. But like, that's over the course of like a really long time. Not like anything crazy. I've got my one sketchbook that's like a little over half full right now. The one that I've shown you on stream. Certified gamer, for real. I filled out a lot of sketchbooks. I I mean, like, I don't really do a lot of digital art right now, so I'm not gonna say that. And I like to say I do write things. I guess I do. I write things sometimes. A fellow writer. Oh, you're a writer? Okay, period. Writing is a great form of expression, don't you think? Kyra sighed wistfully, her eyes going soft. And also I am really into Cove. I'm saying it. I think it's funny and I'm gonna say it. I would never say this in real life to somebody who I like's mom, but you know, this is fake life where I get to say things that I might not actually say out loud, but I want to say. And I'm really into Cove. Kyra let out a sudden laugh, and Cove gasped beside you. It was a dramatic inhale that he almost choked on the soda. You shrugged at the reaction. It was a truthful answer to the question. Luna! Cove whispered at you disapprovingly, obscuring part of his face with a hand, but Kyra only waved him off and encouraged you to go on. That's genuinely hilarious, though. It was so funny. We spend time together when we can. I like it. Well, we have something in common. Kyra smiled at Cove, who didn't look too impressed by either of you at that moment. And that's it. Because I like to read, too. Ooh, fiction, obviously. Me too. Nothing beats curling up with a good book. Me cracking open some nice warrior cats. Amazing Riz, bro. I have the most Riz in this game, I think. Like, what's more Rizful than, almost punching a guy on their behalf and also telling their mom directly to their face that you like them? No, that's pretty much it. And you didn't say anything else.
Thanks.
I wonder if it'll remember all those things that I said. Ross, sorry for being AFK for a few minutes. I was taking care of my grandma. No, absolutely no worries. Hello, Corv. How are you? Thanks. I'm happy to learn more about you. There's so much I hadn't heard. Cove leaves the details out. He was trying not to pay attention, but you could tell he was uncomfortable. Hoping it would clear some of the tension in the air, you decided to ask Kyra a few questions of your own. Cove hadn't told you much about her, and you were curious to know more about this woman who had such a big part of his life. What exactly do you do for work? I'm a travel writer for magazines and such, and I keep people in the loop on what's worth seeing. It's good work. Wow. What do you like to do? Spend time with my little boy, of course, and traveling. A real shock, huh? Where do you live normally? Nevada. Have you ever been there? You shook your head. It's a beautiful place. Check it out if you can. Are you in a new relationship now? I'm nosy as fuck. Kyra brushed the question off lightly. Not at present. Why did you and Mr. Holden get divorced? I'm the worst. They hate to see me coming, bro. They hate to see me coming. I'm the nosiest bitch around. Cove nudged you in the arm, and when you looked at him, you seemed furious. Kyra brushed off the question lightly. That's grown-up stuff. You should hold your youth while you can, without having to worry about all that. Cove sipped his soda angrily, slurping up the remaining drink with furrowed brows. He looked ready to run out of the restaurant. Sorry, Cove. My nosiness won. You weren't sure if coming along had ended up making the lunch better or worse. I'll give him a sympathy. Wait, sympathy? Maybe I'll smile. I'll just smile at him. Cave eventually noticed you watching him. It took a couple of moments, but finally he cracked a smile, and that made you feel a little lighter inside.
Very cute.
Yay, he's not mad at me. Sorry I brought up your parents' divorce in front of you. Again, something that I would never do in real life. You two seem really cute together. Cove covered his face with his hands and leaned back into his seat.
Seriously?
Ugh, Mom, why would you say that? You felt bothered too. You blushed. Thanks. We are cute. Period! Period, bro. My character, she's confident, bro. She's like, yeah, that is my man's, and we are getting married in the future. Directly after high school. Listen, if I don't do this in real life, why can't I do it in my dating sim? You know what I mean? But doing better, need to restart my whole PC. Does that help at all? Thanks, we are cute. Very. Your meals were delivered shortly after that, and everything was so delicious. Even Cove enjoyed his food.
Okay.
All right. Now that we're all full and content, can you explain please why you've had a bug up your butt all day?
Cove's face scrunched at that.
Seriously, baby, what did Mom do to you to make you this mad? I haven't even been around a full day yet. Jesus, I can't speak.
He gripped the edge of the table, refusing to make eye contact. The words he spoke were barely audible over the din of the restaurant. He could have told me. She leaned forward to not miss anything else, eyebrows raised.
Told you what?
He finally seemed to make find his voice and spoke the thoughts that had been on his mind. That I wasn't gonna visit you this year. You were gonna be coming instead.
Didn't you invite me? You wanted me to be here with you.
Cove's eyes began to shake, and his frustration ebbed. I do want you to be around, but I didn't know it'd be like this. It's not the same, and nobody said anything.
I see.
I see.
Her expression grew tense. She threaded her fingers together and placed her hands in front of her on the table.
We've both been gifted another Clifford surprise.
Referring to that as a Clifford surprise almost caused both you and Cove to crack a smile. You also had no idea his name wasn't just Cliff. Over 5 years, nobody had ever called him Clifford until now. She smoothed her hair out, not letting go of her stern look.
The more things change,
the more they stay the same. They let out identical sighs, but smiled weakly at one another afterwards.
I can go home, Cove. We can still set up a normal trip to my place before the summer ends.
Cove's lips tightly closed together. He seriously pondered the option.
I mean...
I think I do want you to stay. I miss it when you're not there.
My heart!
She reaches across the gap, grabbed his face, and planted a kiss on his cheek. Cove tried to wriggle away. Mom, you're embarrassing me! Mom, stop!
I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm sorry, sweet young men need to be smooched by their parents. If I don't, they'll take away my mom license.
Kyra was completely enthused by Cove's admission, though a tone of seriousness did return to her voice when the conversation continued.
Do you want to talk to your dad, too?
No!
No. Cove had snapped the word instantly, but reeled his annoyance back in just as quickly. Maybe later, not today.
It's all right.
I understand. We can shelve it.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you for talking to me, little mister.
She grinned affectionately at him before turning your way.
And thank you, Luna.
Huh? What did I do?
It's easy to act like a baby with your mom. It's harder to keep that up with your neighbor watching everything. Especially when you really care about what said neighbor thinks of you.
She winked. Mom! She just ruffled his hair with a laugh, and then moved her hand down to tap the end of his nose. And that was how the issue was resolved, at least between Cove and his mom. When the three of you left the restaurant and Kyra had paid the bill, you walked back to your neighborhood slowly. You had eaten so much by that time, you were beginning to feel sleepy. It didn't help that the lunch had happened late, and the sun was already beginning to descend from the sky. Did you look like that before? Damn, bro, I can't remember what he looked like before. Was your hair that long? Bro, now I feel like I'm tweaking. Wait, I gotta check. Wait, now I gotta look. I'm like,
I think it's
hey, shut up, YouTube. YouTube, innit? Okay, when did I first play this? Okay, let me check this VOD. Let me check this VOD, bro. Mute, because I don't want to hear myself. Okay. We're making our character. He had like a bun, I think. Oh, he had a pony. Okay, he's always looked like this. But he had a ponytail before. But now he just has it out. Okay, period. And he's got different clothes, obviously. But he's still got that damn watch on. Okay. I couldn't remember. I was like, something's different about you, but I can't tell what it is. And I felt like it was the hair, but I couldn't say 100%. But eventually you reached your street. Someone was there to greet your group upon arrival. It's Cove's dad. I didn't even realize, I like kind of totally forgot his name was Cliff. Either I didn't know, or I forgot that. Either way, it was basically new information to me. Welcome back, family. And Luna too. Listen, that family is gonna include me one day.
Cliff.
Oh my god, ice cold, baby, ice cold. Dad. Oh, they're both giving it to you. He's so his mom's son, for sure. Like, he did not get an ounce of this man at all. If anything, maybe his blonde hair is the reason why Cove's hair is lighter than his mom's, like neon green. You know what I'm saying? It kind of made a little blue-greeny. I know, like, her hair has a little bit of that at the bottom, but I don't know, man, bro. I don't fucking know. The two walked past him into the condo without sparing another word. Despite the summer heat, their shoulders were cold. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. He rubbed the back of his neck with a crooked smile, but his eyes were as soft as he looked on after them. Dude, I want them to get back together, I'm not gonna lie. Like, to be so for real with you, I would love nothing more. Like, if I can somehow hatch a scheme to get Cove's mom and dad back together, I will. I can and I will. He's so much like his mom, don't you think? 100%, bro. You gave a vague nod, not sure what he was expecting you to do. He nodded back far more energetically. Wait, hold on. Okay, have a nice night, Luna. You too, Mr. Holden. Yeah, I think I just knew him as Mr. Holden. Oh my gosh, my friend Lindsay. She's gonna make us lose our Snapchat streak, bro. Why she hate me? With that, Cove's dad disappeared to join the others inside. It was your turn to go home now. Bruh, I miss him already. Summer hadn't started off at all how you imagined it would have, though it turned out to set the tone as well. Having Kyra in the neighborhood was a new experience for not only you and Cove, but also both your families.
For real?
For real? Yo, Hydro! It's always good to see you. How you doing, bro? But also your families. An adult moment was rarely had. Guys, that was just the intro. You know what? I cannot lie to y'all. This game is kind of good as fuck. Like, I can't even front with you right now. Like, I know I was shit-talking a lot. Like, a lot when I first started this game. But you know what? I take back everything I said. And even about Cove too, because I was shit talking Cove so bad. I would like to do this is my formal apology to the developers of this game. apology to the Our Lives game devs. I shit talked you so damn bad. But this game is good as hell. No, like, actually, it's so fun. Like, I love that you have like a million options and like you can find at least something that's sort of close to what you would want to say. You know, if not the exact thing that you would want to do. Like, when I was like, y'all, if they don't give me the option to hit this kid, and like, I know in the end we didn't end up actually hitting him, but like, you know, the fact that we even got the opportunity to, like, I love that. And honestly, I really like Cove. I think, I don't know, like, you know, at first I was judging his appearance, but I knew, even then, even when I was talking him then, I knew, because as a pan person, as a pan romantic individual, I know that, like, if I liked his personality, it didn't matter what he looked like. Because I like a lot of, like, not conventionally attractive men, specifically. I like a lot of, like, unconventionally attractive men. So I'm like, I knew that, like, the looks were never going to be an issue. But his personality had to carry him. Because, you know, if you have an attractive face, your face card does carry you. But, you know, the personality, I like it. So, I'm eating it up. I am. Hey, not doing too bad. How's stream been? We're doing pretty good. I didn't even realize we were already an hour and a half in. We were still just finishing up, like, the intro to step 2 from the last time. It's been going good, though. We have met, I think they're our cousin. Her name's Lee. And then we met Cove's mom. And she's I like her. She's nice. I'm trying to get in good with my mom-in-law, for real. And yeah, it's good so far. All they needed was more than 3 dialogue options and a character creator. No, literally. Sorry, I was talking to my sister. No, for real. Like, the dialogue is carrying the game, I think. And also, I do like that I can design myself and my, like, love interest. I do like that. Like, they ate. They did eat. Sorry, I'm choking and dying. I'm also sad. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm doing all of these as per usual, so let's start with Wave. The family shopping trip had lasted most of the morning. I'm actually gonna save right here. The family shopping trip had lasted most of the morning, and you still had to unload everything from the trunk before you could go enjoy the afternoon. Oh, that's the worst. You come home from shopping, like grocery shopping or whatever, and then you immediately have to, like, carry all that shit inside. And what's worse is if you live on, like a multi-story, like, place, you have to, like, lug it all the way up to your place. Oh, stairs. Yeah. You cradled another bag in your arms as you headed towards your house. It was one of the heavier bags from the grocery store, loaded with fresh apples, ripe tomatoes, and a bunch of carrots. Even half a watermelon. Okay, period. I don't even like watermelon. I'm sorry. I have tried multiple times to like watermelon. I just can't. It just, like, doesn't taste good to me. Ma came out the front door and paused just ahead of you.
It's no trouble.
Need any help with that, Luna? I can bring it in the rest of the way if you want me to.
Yes, please. It would be helpful. Yes, please. It was just too heavy. No, I've got it. You were doing fine. No, I've got it. You could just manage to hold it. You eagerly agreed with a nod of your head. You needed someone else to take care of it. You didn't say anything. You could finish the job yourself, no problem. Listen, a lot of people have fallen asleep to my streams before. I take no offense to it. I just, like, don't want to do it. You eagerly agreed with a nod of your head. You need someone else to take it. I would say it would be helpful. Ma stepped forward to take the bag from your arms, and you made a quick step run to get another bag. You passed Ma again on your way back to the house, and she gave you an encouraging grin and rustled her fingers through your pink hair. Oh my god, my pink hair with my pronouns. You set the next bag on the counter. Your older sister began to root around inside for the contents with a sigh. How much is left? Still a few more bags. With a huff and a puff, Elizabeth continued putting away the groceries, and you retreated to the kitchen before you. And you retreated out of the kitchen before you could become the target of her bad mood. Bro, she's always in a bad mood.
Be careful.
Careful, Luna. You hadn't been looking where you were going and bumped right into Mom, almost stepping on her toes to boot. Sorry.
I can give you a pass this time, but make sure to watch where you're going. If you run into the wrong person, you might get your license revoked.
She grinned at the bad joke as you continued through the door. Thanks. Outside, Ma had started organizing what remained and putting back any loose objects that had fallen out during the trip. Been there, man, been there. When you stepped up to the trunk beside her, she took in a big breath of air, her dress gently swaying in the breeze. Okay, period.
That's a shame.
It's a shame we had to spend the morning cooped up in that shopping center. It's a beautiful day, don't you think?
Yeah. It is a shame. It is a beautiful day. Sorry, I had a straw in my mouth. You tilted your head to the sky, gazing at the clear blue expanse. Yeah, it is. Days like today are my favorite. It's too hot. I wish it was raining. I like it when it's stormy best. I'd be like, yeah, it is, man. You close your eyes and enjoy the way the sun warmed your face for a few moments before turning back to help Mom with the groceries.
Oh, hi, Cove.
My Meats is here. Oh my gosh. You notice Mom wave over at Cove, who had just exited his front door. I keep forgetting we're, like, across neighbors. Oh my god. Bro, I want this straw to go in, but my drink is frozen. And I'm impatient. I don't want to wait for it to be a little less frozen. You notice Mom wave over at Cove, who had just exited his front door. His surfboard propped under one arm. You could surfboard?
Let me see. Surfboard, wet, and a wetsuit. Where might you be off to on this beautiful day?
Cove instantly startled, not having realized your family was also out here. Even though your mom was the one who called out, you were the one he looked at. He tried to settle down again. He jogged across the pavement to properly say hello to you and your parents. It was decidedly awkward since Cove had trouble figuring out how close to stand to you. The addition of his unwieldy surfboard making the whole thing seem even clumsier.
Careful with that thing. You'll put someone's eye out.
Mom chuckled and got a whispered reproach from Ma for it.
Pam, please, go easy on him.
Cove winced. He's like, I'm gonna kill myself. Damn, you living good. This house is posh. No, yeah, these houses are like nice. We are upper middle class, baby. I don't know what my moms do, but like, sheesh. Cove winced.
Sorry, Mrs. Cryptid. Oh, don't mind her, honey. It's a beautiful day for surfing. I haven't been out on the waves in a long time. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get a few good waves before it gets dark. Hi, Cove. He had relaxed a lot when Ma spoke to him, but the God, that's a lot, came back as soon as you said something. Hi, Luna. Cove managed to grin, and it almost felt like you had butterflies in your stomach. Do you want to come hang out there later? You noticed a flush of red on his cheeks, but that might have just been from the heat. Obviously. Sure, I'll meet you. Sorry, I feel like I gulped really loud. Sure, I'll meet you there when we're done here. Cool. When he spoke again, he tried to contain some of the excitement that was clearly ready to burst. It'll be fun. You're not done unloading, right? Can I help?
No, no, no.
She said, no, no, no. No, no. This is our job. You go enjoy the beach. Luna can catch up as soon as she's finished here. Alright, I'll see you. Yeah, bye for now. Bye! Cove headed on down to the beach with more skip in his step than normal. It was really cute. You smiled softly to yourself at the thought that you'd be joining him soon. He sure seemed to perk up after you agreed to meet him there. I wonder why that could be. No, 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 wax finger. Stop the fucking Mew with the finger wag. I'm dead. I wonder why that could be. Fuck you, Ma. Ma. Now, who's giving him a hard time, Lonnie?
Shush.
Shush, this is different. Mom's face broke into an incredulous grin. In what way? I'm being supportive, and he can't hear it. Mom full-on laughed that time.
Lonnie.
You're the worst of us when it comes to this. Honestly, I keep trying to warn people, but they won't listen. I only want to help. I think it's fair to say he might need it. Meddler, but you have a point. Right? You narrowed your eyes at their teasing. They simply chuckled conspiratorially before taking more bags from the trunk and heading inside. Mom, can I go outside and play? Once everything had been taken in and put away, you got yourself ready to meet Cove at the beach. You had a surfboard in your room that you wanted to take with you. Your family had a surfboard around here somewhere. You weren't sure what you were going to do. He was surfing and you didn't know how. Do I want to surf? Would I even, like, I don't even know if I would want to surf even if I could. Even if I could, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, do I even want to surf, bruh? But I want to, you know, indulge in his hobby, man. I don't know. Maybe I can be just mid at it. Can I take your board to the beach? Sure, it's in the garage. Just remember to keep the leash on when you're in the water. After finding the board in the back of the garage and getting everything ready, you headed down to the beach.
Have fun.
Have fun, honey. Stay safe. When you arrive at the shore, you are greeted by the crash of waves and the soft calls of seagulls. You took in a lungful of the ocean air and felt your peachy skin warm in the sun. You noticed a small setup nearby with a towel, some sunscreen, and a bottle of water. It must be Cove's. You spotted Cove himself nearby. He hadn't gone out to sea yet. He was just sitting in the sand at the water's edge, his board propped up beside him. Yo, were you waiting for me? You strolled up beside him. Hey, I'm here.
Luna.
Oh, geez, hey. Oh, yeah, I figure you probably shouldn't go in the water with your glasses on. My fault. He looked up at you with a smile and quickly hopped to his feet. I was wondering if you were still coming. I wouldn't have missed it. Sorry you had to wait. And stay inside all day? I don't think so. I wouldn't have missed it. He chuckled shyly at your insistence. Okay. Then he cast his eyes out toward the waves.
Cove, I'm not that good at surfing. I borrowed this board, but I don't know how to surf. I'm ready to get in there. Will you give me some tips? I'm gonna say I borrowed this board, but I don't know how to surf. You dragged a toe through the sand. You may have had a board to borrow, but you were totally inexperienced at actually using it. I guess that makes sense. I've never seen you with one before. You laugh a bit, and you felt no less embarrassed. We don't have to go out, you know. We could stay on shore. Or if you want, I could teach you. You'd rather just watch Cove surf. You accepted the offer to hang out on the beach. I want to try. Listen, I'll try, bro. Listen, I don't know if I would actually do it. I feel like I'd bust my ass, but like I would try once, I think. I'll do it. Let's surf. Cool. You held your Moz board tight. It was settled. You paddled out into the sea where the good waves were. The water was cool against your skin.
It's nice.
Not too calm, but nothing crazy. It looks perfect today. He smiled at you, and you couldn't help but smile back. You felt totally content. Until Cove kicked the water a little too hard, and it inadvertently splashed you. Hey! Sorry. The apology did not come across as especially repentant, as he was practically laughing when he said it. This is the other half of I'm not gay, but the second half is Kirukasi. What was that in reference to? Dude, I'm splashing him back, bruh. You laughed and waited for an opening for revenge. The second he looked away, you kicked back, spraying him.
Seriously?
Is that any way to treat someone trying to help? I came out here to teach you. And I was just following your example. Cove tried to keep a straight face, but he ended up looking away. The water you flicked at him landed in shiny droplets in his hair. Then here's another lesson. He soaked you deliberately this time, using his full leg, and an impressive curtain of water hit you in the face. Ah! Ah! You lost your balance and scrambled to keep hold of the board. You just managed to stay on, but it was close. Cove wins. Jesus Christ, bro, I almost fucking drowned. Are you okay? That wasn't what I was trying to do. I think it was what you were trying to do. I'm fine, but we should do the real teaching. The character that I'm not gay is like a spectrum that goes from cove to cuter health. That's so fucking funny. I'm fine, but we should do the real teaching. Yeah. He chuckled awkwardly and shook some water out of his ear. With that, Cove started telling you all the tips and tricks of how to stay on a surfboard. He demonstrated both good and bad posture and explained where you needed to put your weight. Like this? You wiggled your body so that you were more in the center of your board. Cove nodded. Yep, just like that. The little lesson continued, and things clicked with you quickly. It had to go slowly, but you got it. You kind of struggled. It was disastrous. I mean, I feel like I would get it. Cove did his best to guide you through the process, and by the end, you felt you had picked up the basics of surfing. Occasionally, he reached out and touched you more directly to help get positions right. It felt nice. Oh my gosh! Corey, thank you so much for the raid! Welcome in, everybody. We are our lifing. We are currently being taught how to surf. And you know what? I'm legally saying that it went well. Let me give you a shout out. Oh, wait, where I lost my tab. Jeez. There we go. How was stream? What were we playing? But if you acknowledged you noticed his touch at all, he would instantly pull away. Since you spend so much time working on balance in stable water, you wonder when you'd actually get to catch some waves. You brought it up to Cove and he nodded. If you think you're ready, go for it. You'll do great. Alright. I don't know if I would like to surf in real life. What do y'all think?
Would you like to surf in real life? Or have you surfed? And if so, how was it? With that, you graduated from Cove's class, and the two of you were able to surf together more casually, even if he was still better at it. What an afternoon. It was good. Also playing a visual novel-like game. Ooh, okay. How goes your stream? Mine is pretty good. We just met Cove's mom, and I think she likes me, you guys. I think I was getting in there with the mother-in-law, my future mother-in-law. I'd like to try surfing at least once, although I doubt I would like or be good at it. Yeah, honestly, exactly the same thing, bro. I don't think I would be good at it, but like, you know, I want to try, even though I'm gonna probably bust my ass and drown. England don't got waves like that. Yeah, you gotta come over here. The setting sun was visible on the horizon. Every time you would look away, it had sunk a little lower. The beach was darkening, but still pleasantly warm. You knew you should get out of the water before it was completely dark in the sea. You rode one last wave to get to the beach. There, you picked up your surfboard and gave it a quick once-over. Cove followed behind you to shore. He put his board with his other things and grabbed his towel to start drying off. As he ruffled his hair with the towel, you watched the sunset together. The colors were beautiful in the distance, and the shadows around you deepened. There was no need for words between you as you both enjoyed the sight for a moment. Cove broke the silence. The waves were good today, I think. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, totally. He nodded mildly. You chatted a little more until the conversation truly died out, and all you heard was the rhythmic sounds of waves. Then Cove sighed. The day can't be over. Not yet. He scowled into the distance as if the sun exiting the sky was a personal offense. Don't you think it should be longer? Yes, of course. Cove stood up straight in defiance of the approaching of darkness. I'm not gonna go home yet. I want to go somewhere. I don't know. Cove was still dripping in salt water, so you weren't sure what the alternative was. Wetsuits are fine for the beach and not much else. It wasn't a good idea for him to lug his surfboard around town either. You'll be real cute in that wetsuit wherever you go. Well, I need to call it a night. Yeah, I want to do something too, or we'll sure be welcome anywhere soaking wet like this. Listen, we're going the flirt route, okay? So any flirty answer we can have, we usually do take. So yeah, you're gonna be mad cute in that fit, bruh. Cove's face and ears flushed red as he looked down and inspected himself. He crossed his hands over his chest self-consciously. He had been so used to wearing it that Cove hadn't given his current choice of dress any thought. At least that was before you pointed it out to him. Well, you would too, so, Cove's eyes widened when he processed what he just said and awkwardly decided to give up on the whole thing. Then he looked down the shore with wide, shining eyes. There's at least one place that's always okay to hang out in, no matter what time it is. The park. Oh, I hope fucking Jeremy is not there, bro. If Jeremy's there, I'm gonna crash out. If I see him, I'm gonna crash out, Cove. You're gonna have to, like, pull me off him like I'm a fucking rabid dog. You nodded. The park was virtually always empty. Even Elizabeth only went over there nowadays if she was looking for you. How times have changed. She used to be so protective of the place. In fact, the only person there was a chance In fact, the only person there was a chance of running into might be that Jeremy kid again. Fucking Jeremy, bro. You brought up the idea to Cove and he cringed, but I'm still going. The sun is still there, a little. I'm staying out as long as it is. I'm tagging along, the fuck? Okay, let's go. Cove took a minute to put his stuff in order. He made sure to get it all, though didn't take much care to shake the sand off. You dealt with your own things. You stuffed everything together quickly. You took your time and packed your bag, bro. I don't want sand all up in my shit. The two of you finished at about the same time. As a final touch, Cove plucked his glasses off the beach and put them back on his face. He looked more like himself now. He led the way down the beach to the park. It wasn't far, so it didn't take you long at all. The sun still hadn't completely disappeared just yet when you made your arrival. Cove stuck his surfboard upright in the sand and tossed his towel over top. Sorry, I don't know why I'm like, I don't know how to read. But by now, the two of you were mostly dry. The summer breeze on your skin kept you pleasantly warm. Cove idly went over to the monkey bars. He grabbed them, feet flat on the ground, and pretended to go across. He had definitely grown in the past few years. You were still short enough to use the monkey bars yourself. Sometimes being tiny had its perks. When he got to a bar in the middle, Cove pulled himself up and through, then sat on top of the bars. He's dumb. His legs dangled off the side of the bar he perched on, like a little bird. You joined him on the monkey bars. You stood nearby. You took a seat on the swing. Ooh, I do love a good swing moment. But I'm gonna join him on the monkey bars because it's what I would wish I could do. But I'm afraid of falling, so I wouldn't in real life. You looked above yourself to inspect the monkey bars. You might have been short, but that just gave you more experience in climbing things. That is true. You leapt and grabbed at one of the bars, using the momentum to swing yourself up. It took a little more scrambling, but you made it to the top. Cove seemed impressed. You settled on the monkey bar like it was a throne. You didn't get to be above everything often. Guess what? He smiled broadly and raised an eyebrow. He's not here. Right, it was true. There wasn't a single sign of Jeremy, thank fuck. Looks like it was just going to be the two of you tonight. Cove hung his head and groaned dramatically. Your eyes widened when he whipped his head back up.
No way.
I can't believe how dumb my parents are for forcing me to come to this stupid place. You still don't like it here? You were taken aback and blinked for a second before you realized he was quoting Jeremy. Oh. Don't scare me like that. One Jeremy's enough. Ugh, parents don't know anything. Oh wait, but I do want to play in on the joke. Ugh, parents don't know anything. Cove chuckled back at you, amused. You looked around. The old park, the streets you knew like the back of your hand, and the beach. These were your stomping grounds. You wondered how Cove actually felt. How much was his joke just a joke, and how much was sincere dislike of this place? Moving had never been his choice. Do you actually like this neighborhood? I'm gonna be so for real. Do you really have to ask that, Luna? Cove kicked his legs carelessly as they dangled. He smiled softly. I like it here. I really do. It's a nice place. He didn't hesitate. There was no uncertainty. That was his genuine opinion. You're the oh, should I be flirty like this, bruh? Should I be flirty? You're the best thing in the neighborhood, Cove, period. Cove flushed and started kicking his legs wildly like he was running in place. He's literally kicking his feet, giggling, bro. He's literally kicking his feet, giggling, twirling his hair. It didn't take long for the day to finally draw to a close. The sun was gone and it was dark. You chatted a while longer, but it was definitely winding down. We better go home. I wish days were longer. I wish days were longer. I wish this day was longer. His feet kicked out, and it made him look like a pouty child. Oh well. Cove sighed. It was time to go home. He hopped down from the monkey bars with a thump when his feet hit the ground. You clambered down the monkey bars yourself. You lowered yourself more slowly than Cove and barely made a sound when your feet reached the ground. Cove grabbed his surfboard and threw his towel around his neck. With his water bottle in hand, he was ready. You both began your trek up to the up the road. It was a quiet night. Oh my god. It was a quiet night and you didn't run into anyone else. In what felt like no time at all, you had reached your street. As you walked, Cove smiled to himself. It was a soft expression and you couldn't help but wonder what put it there. Everything all right?
I just remembered when we were younger. It used to be such a big deal to come home after dark.
You could indeed recall. If you got sandy, your parents would have something to say. If you got wet, your parents would have some more to say. And if you came home after dark, well, your moms and his dad better have said it was okay beforehand. You used to need permission for everything. That small comment he made exposed just how much freedom you really had this summer. Cove looked up at the sky, a smile still on his face as the two of you walked side by side, reminiscing. When you came to your houses, you turned to each other.
Thanks for today, Luna.
Bye, it was nice seeing you. This was definitely an interesting experience. Yup, thanks for the awesome day. It was nice seeing you, Pookie. Cove waved, and you both turned around to your respective houses. This was a pleasant end to the outing, you thought. Woo! Love, love. That was cute. Okay, let's do another one. Growing. Is Pookie getting even taller? I know damn well I'm not. I say I was not growing anymore at this point. Wait. My straw might go in. Yes! Ah! It did. Early one afternoon, you found yourself in the living room with your family. It was another one of those summer days where it felt too hot to go outside, but too uncomfortable to do anything inside either. Hold on, let me take a sip of this drink. The air conditioner was cranked up as far as you could negotiate it, but everyone was still being pretty lazy. You, your moms, and sister were lounging around while the TV blared in the backdrop, ignored by all of you. You specifically were lying spread eagle on the carpet, sitting cross-legged on the floor, perched on the arm of the couch, draped over the coffee table. I'm probably lying spread eagle on the carpet, I reckon. You stared up at the ceiling, your eyes unfocused and mind clear of all thoughts. Elizabeth broke the silence with a loud groan. You glanced over. She was lying on her back over the couch, massaging her calf with one hand.
Ugh.
I feel terrible. I'm dying in this house and my legs hurt. Mom looked up from the magazine she'd barely been flipping through and frowned, concerned.
Could you have strained them somehow?
Elizabeth flailed briefly, then flopped onto her side with a heavy sigh.
I don't know. It just hurts.
Sweetie.
Oh, sweetheart. Ma got up from her seat at the kitchen table and walked over to your sister. She did a light pat on Elizabeth's shoulder sympathetically.
I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Maybe it's growing pains. You could be taller by next fall.
Elizabeth scoffed. She didn't look impressed by Ma's assessment.
I'd rather be my height forever than deal with this.
Mom walked over too, leaning against the back of the couch. Oh my gosh, she's gonna be taller than me.
Kids, they grow up so fast. Soon Elizabeth will have a home of her own, maybe even with a nice husband and some kids if she feels like it.
She sniffled loudly, wiped her eye, but you could tell it was just a bit. You tilted your head. Even though you knew Elizabeth liked guys, it was hard to imagine her with a boyfriend or husband. She only seemed invested in hanging out with her group of friends, not chasing after boys. Mom must agree with you because she shook her head.
Now,
Let's not exaggerate, she's practically a child. But if you do ever pursue romance, Elizabeth, you can come talk to me about it. Definitely. We're always willing to lend an ear.
Elizabeth's features contorted in disgust.
No.
No way, I'm not talking to my moms about that.
Mom's jaw dropped and she gasped in an exaggerated display of shock. Her hand came up to rest against her chest. Ma only grinned. She didn't look offended by Elizabeth's quick response at all.
It really wouldn't be so bad to come to us. I know what it's like to have a crush on a pretty boy or two. I don't, but I can listen anyway.
She's just so real. Oh my god, bisexual mom and lesbian mom, real? Mom snorted at her own joke, while Ma burst into giggles. They were having a little too much fun at Elizabeth's expense. Elizabeth certainly wasn't feeling the amusement because she rolled her eyes and sat up.
Thanks.
I'm going back to my room. I'd rather melt alone, thanks.
She strode off toward the staircase, taking the steps 2 at a time. Your mom stared after her, then turned to each other with raised eyebrows.
Whoops, looked like we scared her off with all that romance talk.
Well,
Oh well, we'll get her next time.
You watched them titter with some surprise. Obviously your moms liked women, but you had no idea that Ma liked guys too. Today was the first time you'd heard her say something like that. Ma, I thought you only liked ladies. You like guys too? That's not allowed. Ma turned to you, happy to bring you into things now that you'd spoken up. She smiled and nodded.
That's right, I like both.
Oh my god, she's based. She's so based and cool. I love that that's what you're surprised about. I know, right? She's like, wait, Mom, what? I thought you only like girls. This is, what? I'm confused. Wait, but I thought you could legally only like my mom. What? A world where being gay is the normal, actually real.
But I like your mom most out of everyone. She's special.
Ma's smile turned all soft in the corners, like it usually did when she looked at her. She pinched Mom's cheek lightly. Mom reached up to cup a hand over Ma's. Even when Ma stopped pulling her cheek, their hands remained clasped together.
You're fantastic.
Thanks, Lonnie. I think most women have charm, but no one can hold a candle to you.
oh,
Aw, Pamela.
Ma beamed, then kissed Mom on the cheek she'd been pinching before. Oh my god, they're so cute. You laughed at their antics. You thought the moment was very sweet. It's so cute. You smiled to yourself at the sight. No matter how often your moms expressed their feelings for each other, it was always nice to witness it. Ma looked back at you, letting Mom's hand go with a brief squeeze. She settled down next to you, and Mom followed soon after.
You know, I'm also here to listen to you whenever you're ready. That offer isn't just for Elizabeth.
Listen, I'll talk about Cove any day of the week.
In fact, I think that talk might be needed sooner for you. After all, you already have someone, isn't that right?
You should so gossip about Cove to your moms. I bet they would love it. Dude, if they give me the opportunity, 100% I will. Like, Mom, he's like, I'm gonna get him. He's the one. That's gonna be me. That's gonna be my character. Mom shook her head and elbowed Ma, but it was futile.
Meddler.
You blush fiercely, you elbow her. Ma, I don't know someone. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Ma. Ma giggled and smiled, no doubt pleased that you admitted it so readily.
There's no rush, of course. You can take all the time you need to figure out who or what you want.
it's okay.
Don't think you have to stick with whatever you come up with right now, either. Life's nice like that. It can change and you can learn.
Mom nodded her agreement. No, bro, I'm set, bro. I'm set.
The two of us are happy to hear you out, and we may be able to relate better than you think. Still, we won't push the topic, at least most of the time.
She gave Ma the weakest, scathing look possible while being unable to stop grinning. You don't have to worry about it. I'd rather pass. Thanks. I'll think about it.
Wonderful.
Good, that's all we ask for.
Mom let out another exaggerated sniffle. It didn't take a genius to realize it was fake.
First Elizabeth and now you. Do you have to grow up? Yes. Children do tend to do that from time to time.
You're so real. Your parents quickly grew absorbed in their conversation about rearing kids and took that as your cue to leave, getting up so you could spend time alone in your room too. Then you go without, they let you go without a problem, so you made your way up the stairs. You let out a sigh once you step into your room. It was just as sweltering in there as it was in the living room, possibly even a little warmer. You couldn't even open your window since it was hotter outside, and you'd just let the AC out. You drag your feet as you cross the room. You check your current sweltering condition in the mirror as you pass by it. You thought back to the conversation you had downstairs about growing up and all that. After a moment, you stepped a bit closer to the mirror. You stared into it, then turned away from the surface to look down at yourself. You're definitely growing all right. It was weird thinking about how you were now in comparison to what you'd been when you were younger. When it came to your body, it was getting some muscle definition nowadays. Was chubby, was slender, was heavy set, was sort of scrawny, was chubby. You shifted to the side, your head still facing forward and continuing the self-evaluation from this viewpoint. At birth, you were assigned female, and your chest was flat now, but that would likely change at least a little as you got older. You were starting to develop breasts. You already had noticeable boobs. What age are we? 13? Yeah, I had tibbies at that point. You aimed to not have breasts through hormone therapy. You already had noticeable boobs. There was no mistaking it. Even with your shirt helping to obscure your form, you had boobs now. You took a step backwards. Finished with your impromptu inspecting, you locked eyes with your reflection, cocking your head to the side. All things considered... No, I'm not. No, yeah, I am a fob. We do be non-beanie though. I don't know, man. Gender, I just do be existing. I don't know. I'm just like living life, bro. That's why I'm like, any pronouns, I really don't give a shit. You thought you looked fantastic. You didn't look bad. You had no idea how to feel. You were simply neutral. You were self-conscious. You just wanted to look different than you did, bro. I guess I'm neutral. I don't know. You tilted your head over to the opposite side, but you still couldn't find anything to have much of an opinion on. You shook your head roughly, putting thoughts of what you were turning into out of your mind. That wasn't the time to focus on such things. You had to find something to do in this heat. You shuffled over to your bed, collapsing onto the mattress, your brows scrunched up in thought. Time passed slowly, and to your annoyance, possibly ideas about what to do were few and far between. You weren't sure how long it had been, but eventually you heard your mom call you from downstairs.
Luna, there's a call for you. Cove wants to come over. Is that all right?
Yes, Mom, bro. You don't even have to ask, bro. In game, I mean, I don't think there is like a set gender in the game. I think it's kind of like whatever you set it to. You perked up at the words, sitting up in bed. You yelled back to her immediately. Yeah. You got to your feet and headed downstairs, eager to see your friend. You needed to go downstairs soon anyway, because your empty stomach told you it was almost time for lunch. Dude, I don't even know, like, half of the time I don't even know what time it is in this game. I'm just like, is the sun up? If so, sure, it's daytime. It's either day or it's night. Hydrate. I shall hydrate. I'm not gonna lie, low-key, I think I have to piss. Just as you reached the bottom of the stairs, you saw Mom put the phone back on the receiver. Yeah, I thought you picked mail. I don't know what I picked. Honestly, I don't remember. I have to go now, but I enjoyed the narration. I'll have to watch the VOD. Have a good stream. Yo! Thank you so much for the raid and sticking around for a little bit. I hope you have a good rest of your night. See you later. She glanced at Ma, leaning her hip against the kitchen counter.
What a pickle.
Oh! My headphone wire just smacked the shit out of my mic arm.
Well, here comes trouble. We better prepare ourselves.
What do you mean by that? Ma clicked her tongue in clear disapproval of Mom's words.
He's such a good boy. Cove never wants to cause trouble. He can just be a bit thoughtless and impulsive. Oh, I know. He's very sweet, but that's what makes it more of a problem. If a stranger or some kid from school was egging Luna on to behave badly, I think we could both agree that she'd do the right thing in the end. But if Cove Holden got into a reckless mood and wanted Luna to be part of the ride, can we really be certain of what call she'd make then? Oh, why is she dragging me? Correctly, mind you. Oh, she's dragging me though, because if it was anybody else, I'd be like, fuck no, babe. But if it was Cove, I'd be like, well, I had to go with him, because like, what if he got hurt while he wasn't there? She's accurately dragging me, bro.
Yes.
Yes, I think so. Luna helps Cove settle down. He would have gotten himself in even more trouble without her.
Listen, we're not going to talk about that time I almost decked a kid and he had to stop me.
Thanks.
You have a point.
Ma just laughed. As she turned away, still snorting, her eyes met yours. She blinked in surprise, then waved at you with an easy grin. Mom looked over, noticing you at the foot of the stairs as well.
Oh, I didn't expect you to come down already, Luna. I just wanted to let you know what was happening.
You pretend you didn't You know what? I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear it. Yeah, it's okay. I just got here. From the way Mom and Ma exchanged amused glances, you got the feeling they didn't believe you. Thankfully, they didn't correctly accuse you of lying.
Sure. Well, we'll just get out of the way. You and Cove take care.
You couldn't help but flush when Ma winked. Mom elbowed her, even as a smile tugged at her lips.
Honestly, this lady...
Your moms whispered amongst themselves as they went down the hall. Eventually, you heard the faint sound of their bedroom door shutting. Now you were alone in the living room, tasked with waiting for Cove, impatiently. And that was just fine with you. If it hadn't been so hot outside, you would have visited him at his house a long time ago. You took a seat at the kitchen counter and settled in for the wait. As expected, there was a knock on the door a few minutes later. When you got up and answered it, your neighbor was standing at the other side. He came in once you stepped aside to let him pass, giving a little wave. You greeted him as you typically did. With a wave, with a low five, with a nudge on the shoulder, with a noogie, with a hug. We hug Indo. He stiffened in your arms, then relaxed seconds after. One would think he'd be used to your hugs after all these years. Hey. His voice was cracked as he struggled to say something. You didn't feel worried about that. It was how he usually reacted when you were close by. Cove sighed and wiped his face a bit. You noted the sheen of sweat across his brow. He must be glad to be back in an air-conditioned place, even if he only had to walk across the street to get here. Something going on? Why'd you want to come over?
I don't want to do anything. Not when it's like this.
He gestured vaguely to the humid air hanging around.
So...
I thought I could at least do nothing with you.
That's a Riz. Chat, that's Riz. Take notes. You thought that was really sweet. Like, yes, let's rot together.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Oh, I want to say something, but also, like, I like this. His words were nice and expressed real fondness for you in a strange sort of way, which was usually the case with Cove. Have you had lunch yet? I was gonna do it soon. He shook his head.
Not really.
I haven't really felt like eating because of the heat. I probably should have had lunch, but I didn't have breakfast this morning.
Yeah, I get like that too. You should eat properly. You didn't eat at all. You're gonna have something now. Great, let's eat together, Len. Cove nodded, looking content with your suggestion.
Okay, cool.
Cool. As one, you headed into the kitchen. You crossed your arms as you glanced around, wondering what you should scrounge up for a meal.
I don't want to eat anything that's warmed up. Is there anything cold or not cooked?
Yeah. After a bit of back and forth, the two of you concluded that you should raid the fridge and cabinet in order to make sandwiches. With that settled, you had planned to decide on the outside layers first. There was a wide variety to choose from since everyone in your house had their own favorites. There was white bread, wheat bread, sourdough, mixed grains, gluten-free bread, and pita pockets.
Hey, can you grab one for me?
Sure. You reached for the mixed grains and then made your decision. Bro, I'm gonna have some wheat. A lettuce wrap, cinnamon swirl bread, white bread, gluten-free bread, sourdough, pita pockets, and mixed grains. Is that wheat? I guess. You wanted mixed grains as well, so you just set that onto the counter. Then you had to decide what main direction the sandwich would go in. You wanted to make a sweeter style sandwich. You wanted to make a truly savory style sandwich. Ooh, okay. So if I'm having lunch, what am I wanting? Because, like, when you say sweeter style, like, what you mean by that? Like Nutella? Because I fuck with, like, a Nutella and peanut butter sandwich, brother. Bro, and that could have some milk. Or do I want a savory style sandwich? I mean, like, some salami, some cheese. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I want both. Not at the same time, obviously, but this is serious. I gotta save. This is serious. I want. Swear they had so many choices in this game. I know, and I love it, and I hate it at the same time. I want to see what happens when we make it sweeter. Something sweet would be perfect in this sweltering heat. As for the specific ingredients, okay. Yes, bro, yes! Hazelnut spread and peanut butter. That was everything. Oh my god, yes! This game is based, bro. That was everything. You nodded to yourself with a quiet hum, satisfied. The two of you bustled around the kitchen, opening and closing things in order to collect everything you need for your individual sandwiches. You focused intently on assembling your own. For the most part, when you were close to being done, though, you glanced over at your neighbor. Oh my gosh, what is he making? Cove was putting his sandwich together delicately, his brows furrowed and tongue sticking out just barely. There were open jars of peanut butter and honey near his plate, as well as a banana peel. So he was making a peanut butter, banana, and honey sandwich on mixed grain bread. You know, like, it doesn't sound like something I would want, but I don't think it sounds like gross, you know what I'm saying? You didn't think much of that. It wasn't that surprising or interesting. Curiosity satiated, you turned back to your plate and finished your own creation. By the time you were done, Kof had already cleaned up his workstation, and he turned to face you, studying your sandwich briefly. A small smile tugged at the corner of his mouth. You guessed it didn't look inedible to him, at least. Done? Yeah.
Cool.
He waited as you quickly returned the ingredients and cleaned a few utensils. Then the two of you collected your respective plates, the both agreeing on heading upstairs to hang out in your room. Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. I want to save just because I just want to see what our savory options were. Okay, we're going to make a savory. It would be hilarious if Cove judged your sandwich and fell out of love with you for it. That would be crazy. To be fair, though, like, I feel like my sandwich isn't crazy. It's literally just, like, Nutella and peanut butter. It's like a fucking Reese's cup, but it's a sandwich. Oh, I wish I had Nutella right now. Something savory would feel like a real meal. As for specific ingredients, ham slices, turkey slices, tofu, hummus, egg, salad, lettuce, tomato, red onions, cucumber, avocado, peppers, pickles, cheddar cheese, pepper jack cheese, mozzarella. Dang. Good thing I didn't go this route because, like, I don't want any of this. Like, no salami, no bologna, bro. No cheese, just regular cheese. Like, dang, I don't know. Condiments. Like, condiments, bro? What? Man, what the fuck, bro? Hot sauce. No, I'm kidding. Look, get me out of here, bro. Get me out this cursed timeline, please. Get me back into the correct timeline. He waited as you quickly returned the ingredients and cleaned a few utensils. Then the two of you collected your respective plates. You both agreed on heading upstairs to hang out in your room. You and Cove entered your bedroom while balancing your food on the plates. Nothing fell, so it was a successful trip. Cove took a seat on the ground, stretching out on the hardwood floor in an attempt to keep a bit cooler. He immediately took a big bite of his sandwich, chewed, then hummed happily. The sandwich is really good. It's really good. This sandwich is really good. At least that's something. Oh my god, my stomach is growling. Please pretend you can't hear if you can. At this point, you sat down and started on your own sandwich. You nodded. You were enjoying yours too. You shrugged. It was okay. It was so good. Obviously, you were pro at making sandwiches. He leaned back on his hands while chewing and glanced around. His every movement was sluggish. Wanna do something? It seemed the plan of not doing anything at all had already worn thin, despite his lack of enthusiasm. Like what? He rolled his head back, looking up at the ceiling. What about Hangman? You laughed at the suggestion, but went along with it. Yeah, neither of you had much energy for anything more taxing. You grudgingly humored it. You thought it was a nice idea. Sure, why not? You put your plate to the side and pulled out some markers and scrap paper. As you laid everything on the floor, he scooted back to make more room in front of you. Cove wanted to make one of them, Cove picked up one of the markers with his hand while keeping a half slice of sandwich in his left.
That's,
Can I pick the phrase? Sure, go ahead, I don't mind. He smiled briefly before he bent over the paper and began sketching the hangman frame. Then he stopped, pursing his lips in thought. He tapped the end of his marker against his cheek. You watched silently as Cove looked down at the paper, up at your face, then off to the side in a loop. His marker kept tapping his cheek the entire time. He raised an eyebrow. He'd suggested the game and wanted to pick the phrase, but it looked like he didn't actually have anything in mind for it. Finally, he put empty lines on the paper to signify spots for letters. Alright, you can start guessing. Doubling down on people with nut allergies. Lol, sorry. You peered over. His secret phrase consisted of 3 words. The first 2 had 3 letters, and the last had 4. You thought hard about what your first guess would be. Enter 1 letter of the alphabet. Oh, damn, y'all. What do we think? Start guessing some letters. I have to piss so bad. Y'all guess some letters while I go piss, girl. Please. Ah. Dude, I forgot my sister got me Cinnabon. I can't wait to eat that after stream. I'll be right back.
Sin.
I'm back. Thank y'all. I had to pee so bad. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I was pissing. Hello, Boots. Thank you so much for the raid. Sorry. Sorry, I was BRB'd. I hope stream was good, though. I hope it was fun and whatnot. I hope you're doing good, pal. Oh my goodness. Felt like I was stepping on something. Hello! We're doing Hangman. Okay, what are we guessing? Go with E? Okay. Okay, we got 2 E's. Good shot, Black Blue. We got 2 E's. Alright.
You got one.
After the first round, you were about to take another bite of your sandwich when a thought occurred to you. I wonder if anyone turned off the TV downstairs. The TV. It was on earlier, but no one was really watching it. Then everyone started leaving the living room. I know I didn't turn it off. It might still be on downstairs with no one there. Cove smiled crookedly at that.
Oh.
Poor show. Playing with no one around to enjoy it.
What is it? You squinted off into the middle distance, trying to recall the show's name. I feel like it was some kind of crime-solving drama. Cove nodded sleepily. His eyes closed, then opened again with some effort. Can you give specifics? Maybe I can guess it. Well... You rested your chin on your open palm, groggily thinking as hard as you could. I remember there was a woman with long blonde hair, I think? She was like the one solving crimes, like as a detective or something? There were scenes in a police station because someone got arrested? You lapsed into silence. The both of you thoughtful. Then Cove chuckled. It wasn't that funny, but you join in the laughter anyway.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is. Me neither, and I just saw it. Anyways, back to this. Okay, T. Oh, there's 1 T. Good guess. Another round came and went, and Cove grumbled as he readjusted himself. His features were twisted in a grimace. I feel so sticky. I'm gonna be stuck to this floor forever now. I'll have to charge you rent then. You can be my new roomie if you want. And they were roommates. I thought the middle word was the... I guess it wasn't. That was unexpected. I? Okay. Or do... Like, is I the next one you want? Looks like we'll both be stuck here forever then. I'm sticky too. No way, I'll peel you off if I have to. You just smile as wedding. You're my new roomie. He smiled slightly at your joking suggestion. That wouldn't be so bad. You couldn't help but smile too. Now that you thought about it, being roommates with Cove would be fun. Then you returned to the game. No, sorry, I'm gonna start adding a little person. Oh, no eyes, no eyes. Cove spoke up once more, catching your attention. He was peering down at the piece of paper between you, his expression thoughtful. You know, Hangman is kind of a creepy game. Why did people come up with it? Why did they play it? Maybe it's what they had instead of real court trials back then. I always wondered about that. I'll have to look it up later. It's a really old game. No one knows for sure where the name came from. I'd be like, let's Google it. Let's look it up later.
Maybe.
Maybe I'll do that too. That said, the two of you turned back to the game. Okay, what could that last word be? What ends in T-E? Blank, blank. Cute? Cute, maybe? You are cute? Oh, wait a minute. Let's try A. I think it says you are cute. Wait, I'd like to solve the puzzle. guys know that meme? Please tell me you guys know that meme. I think he might be flirting. People foreshadowed Danganronpa and thought that would make a good minigame. Help, shut up. Riz on fire, to be honest. Which meme? Oh god. I can't switch the screen because the last time I did that, this game crashed. So I'm gonna just play the audio on my phone. Hold on, let me find it.
Yeah, I'd like to solve the puzzle.
All right, go ahead.
Yep.
That's it, yeah.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Yeah, I'd like to solve the puzzle.
All right, go ahead.
If you want to see the meme yourself, just look up "Yeah, I'd like to solve the puzzle" meme, and it literally is like the first video. It's dumb, but it's the first thing I thought of. Yep, that's right. By this point, Cove had finished his sandwich. Yours was almost gone too, but now you were getting thirsty. You brought it up to your neighbor. Should we go downstairs to get some drinks? I was thinking that too, but I don't really want to get up. Me neither. You looked over at him, narrowing your eyes with false suspicion. But hey, what happened to you not being able to get up ever again because you were stuck to the floor? That's still true. I mean, we're not actually going, are we? I only thought about it. You rolled your eyes and dropped the issue, defeated. Cove grinned a little at your disappointment over his victory. Yup. Oh my god, bro, I called it. I'm kind of goated, low-key. That's another one. You're really close. Yeah. You're definitely gonna get it. Woo! Riz. Is it that one where some Wheel of Fortune dude made a really stupid guess? Yeah. Woo! You are cute. That was the phrase that Cove had spent so long settling on. You stared at it. A few correct letters in, and you had a feeling you knew what the phrase was. Still, you felt butterflies in your stomach at seeing it, clear as day on the paper. You took in the words for a moment longer, then you looked up at Cove. He had trouble meeting your shocked gaze, a smile settling awkwardly on his lips. His next words left him in a mumble.
I mean...
It was all I could think of at the time. You covered your face bashfully. You gave him a playful shove, still in disbelief. You stayed where you were, unable to move. You fell backwards on the floor from your sitting position. You wrapped your arms around him. Dang, I don't know if I'm that bold. I'd probably do this in real life. But like, if we are going flirty, so we could go this. But what do you guys think? I wish he would. I wish this would be his asking me out. What the freak? Like, look back to Ultra's Riz on Fire. Like, this is for real. Either first or last one. I would go with the last one. Okay, let's go full blast, bro. Let's go full blast. Like, this Armenian's 100%. It was instinct. You leaned over and wrapped your arms around him in a hug. No, you're cute! Damn, Cove. I don't know why that's funny as fuck. Damn, Cove, bro. Wait, I want to save this just because I want to do these later. Now I'm going to say, no, you're cute. Cove smiled a bit more, clearly still feeling awkward about the move he pulled. He turned away from you, his cheeks tinted pink. A moment passed between the two of you. Now would be the perfect time to change the subject, but you didn't, and he didn't either. Things started feeling a bit more personal all of a sudden. You looked into Cove's ocean eyes and saw yourself staring back. I think you're cute, seriously. Did you mean it? Do you really think I'm cute? Oh my god. What should I say, guys? What should I say? You pick. I need I need to sip my drink. This is so much for me. Full on send it, tell me he's cute. Okay. I really think you're cute, seriously. Ko's features softened at your words, but he remained serious.
Thanks. I meant it too.
So we got to compliment him, and we still got basically what the second one was asking, when it's like, did you actually mean that? Because he told me that, and I got to tell him he was cute. So good shout. Finally, he broke the eye contact.
I've heard at some point you're supposed to start liking types of people. Guys or girls or whoever.
I don't know.
I haven't really noticed that yet. Nothing's changed. Not in a big way. Not for everybody. Maybe I have to grow up more, but at least with...
You waited, but he trailed off. He wasn't going to keep talking. You frowned, a little disappointed. You wished that he continued with what he was saying. You shook off the strangeness of the situation and tried to be supportive. Maybe you just don't like anybody, or maybe you like all types of people, like normal too. That's normal too. Cove seemed to appreciate that thought, if the smile that appeared on his lips was any indication. But the expression was quick to disappear. He peered over at you, looking nervous.
Okay, what about you? What kind of guy or person do you like?
He winced and seemed to be mentally kicking himself for saying it like that. You considered his question carefully. Sorry, I just whistled. You considered his question carefully. Did you know who or what you liked? You were starting to have physical attraction in a general way. You only seemed to feel physical attraction in specific cases. You didn't really have a physical interest in people. You didn't think you could tell if you had an interest in people physically. There was only one person you ever had those kinds of feelings for. And I'm looking at him. Wait, what? But specifically, it came to how you felt towards boys. Sorry, I don't even know what I was answering. You found them attractive. You thought you'd be happy with a guy someday. You found them attractive, but you hadn't thought about being with a guy. You weren't physically interested, but you'd be happy to have a romantic relationship with a guy. You generally weren't interested in guys, but there were special exceptions. I don't know. Yeah, sure, yes. And how you felt towards girls. Yeah. For people who aren't exclusively male or female. Yeah. You returned your attention to Cove. He was waiting patiently for your response. Explain how you felt to Cove. He listened intently, taking in every word as you tried to convey how you felt. He definitely perked up a bit when you mentioned having some interest in romantic relationships. Then he scratched the back of his head sheepish.
I'm not really sure how we ended up talking about all this when we just started out playing Hangman. But it was good, I think.
I think so too. Cove chuckled a little bashfully. He glanced around, clearly scrambling for something else to say.
So, have you read any new books recently?
Yeah, have you read Warrior Cats? Yeah, actually, I'm really glad you brought it up. The conversation took a lighter turn after that. It felt like you got closer that afternoon. Finally, the blazing sun began to set. To your relief, the air cooled down a bit as a result. Oh my god, I'm having a stroke. You pulled yourself off the floor, as did Cove, with some minor complaint. You both stretched your arms, groaning, and yawned into your hands. You glanced out your window briefly, taking in the soft reds, pinks, and purples of the late afternoon sky. Somehow you made it through the scorching hot day in one piece. Cove turned towards you, motioning towards your window with his chin. Want to go outside? It might be better out there than it is in here now. Sounds good. I could really use some fresh air. The two of you took the time to head downstairs. You stopped briefly to grab a drink of water, then continued on your way. You stepped outside, one after the other, your destination being the familiar hills behind your house. This time of day, it was quiet outside. The flowers blew gently in the wind, petals trembling but stubbornly hanging in there. You felt the cool breeze, you felt the breeze cool your heated skin and relax your shoulders. Cove closed his eyes, releasing a deep breath. I really love it out here. I do too. Your opinion sure has changed since you were first on this hill. Cove chuckled, not even attempting to deny your words. A beat passed, but his gaze didn't stray from your own. His voice was impossibly soft when he spoke again. I'm glad I met you, Luna. You're really important to me, you know. I feel the same and so much more. I like how the game is like, okay, but that's not what I asked you. I don't even know what they were asking me. I was just like, what did you say? What, huh? I don't even know if I like answered that correctly. I feel the same. That's so nice of you to say. You're special to me, Cove. That's what I'm gonna say. Your voice came out equally delicate. From the way his features brightened, though, you knew he heard you. Then Cove reached over and held your hand without another word. Even as the sun disappeared completely and the sky darkened, you and Cove remained side by side for as long as you possibly could. Oh my gosh, sheesh! Wait, I have to do more. You guys, it's good. I was just like, I'm interested in Cove. That's it. The sun warmed your skin from its place in the sky, and you closed your eyes, enjoying the mix of the heat with the pleasant breeze that drifted past you. You and Lee had spread out a blanket on top of one of the hills behind your house, and had been relaxing there for a while now. Lee had come over earlier in the day, and while a range of activities had been discussed, from staying home to heading down to the beach, a picnic on the hill had been the choice you both settled on. A small spread was laid out in front of you, some bottled water, soft drinks, as well as chips and sliced fruit. You sat up and reached for a snack, listening to Lee talk away about the musical she'd gotten to see a few days ago.
It was unbelievable. There was singing, dancing, and crazy stunts, and it was all done live right in front of my face. Maybe one day we could go together. I've got to see more shows like that.
You smile at Lee's enthusiasm, knowing how much she enjoyed singing and performing. And she was good at it too. You had gotten a chance to hear her sing a couple of tunes, and you knew she put a lot of effort into it. You also liked to sing, but you weren't very good. You also liked to sing and had talent of your own. You didn't like to sing, but you had been told you would. You didn't like to sing, but you had been told you were good at it. You weren't good at singing, and that suited you fine. I like to sing, but I'm not very good. That didn't stop you from doing it, though, 100%. Who's Lee? This is our cousin. This is our cousin. That didn't stop you from doing it. Why was I about to go southern?
I wonder, but maybe we could put it on our own show. Think about how fun it'd be.
Oh, cousin? I thought she was a potential love rival for Cove. I mean, she still could. But she's family somehow, I'm pretty sure. Because they said that, like, she used to like Elizabeth, but then Elizabeth stopped wanting to hang out with her fam. So
I wonder if maybe we could put on our own show? Think of how fun it'd be. We could perform for our parents and ask our friends and some other people to come watch too. It'd totally work.
Yes, let's do it. I don't know about that. The idea gave you stage fright. Sure, I'll give it a go. That's not a good idea. It'd be embarrassing. Ooh, what should we do? Like, I don't want to turn it down, but also, like, that sounds like a nightmare. My social anxiety. But what do you think? I don't know about that. The idea gave you stage fright. But I'm like, should I not cripple myself like this? Not like it's real life me. This is my idealized version of me. Sure, I'll give it a go. I'd so turn that down, IRL. I know, me too. I'm like, I think I'll do sure, I'll give it a go. It wasn't something you really had thought about before, but if Lee wanted to do it, then you could at least give it a shot. Lee clapped in excitement and bounced on the balls of her feet, beyond happy that you were on board with her idea.
I'm gonna sing. Do you want it to, or maybe do something else?
Oh, you know what? See, we can do it, but I'll just, you know what? I'll do the makeup, bro.
Good idea. You'll be great at that. Is there anything else that's coming to your head?
One more thing. I'll also pick the outfits.
That's a great job for you. You always dress so fashionably. Is there anything else that's coming to your head?
No, that's all. The two of you ran back to your house to grab the supplies you needed, dodging your mom's amused questions before heading back out to the blanket to get started. You stuffed a bag full of assorted clothes and accessories to create the outfits for the show, or at least get a start on it. Lee and you discussed the plans in detail, settling on a song first and then practicing out parts for the show. The afternoon passed quickly, the sun dropping lower and lower in the sky, and after having thoroughly worked on how the show was going to go, you decided to take a break.
Oh, you know, we should have invited Cove to watch us practice our show. He could tell us if it was bad before he put on the real thing.
That's smart. We should ask him to come watch us later.
Okay. It's too bad Derek isn't in the neighborhood today. I like him.
Yeah, he's a good person. I think he's a fun friend.
I knew you'd think so. But speaking of boys we like, what's the relationship status between you and Cove? Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. I don't know. You blushed and said nothing. You shouldn't gossip. Yeah, it's good, I think.
I'm so happy for you. But like, really, are you gonna tell him you have a crush on him anytime soon or what?
I don't have a crush on Cove. I'll tell him soon. No way, I'm not telling him. I'm pretty sure he already knows. I'll tell him soon.
I hope so. You know he's totally into you too, I guarantee it.
You didn't say anything, wondering about the possibilities in your head. The possibilities. The two of you talked a little more about Cove, amongst other topics, and you found that it was nice having someone to speak to about these sorts of things. Finally, you both decided to pack everything up and head back home for the evening. Lee talked excitedly about the show as you did, and you thought back on what you had already accomplished for it. You could definitely do with a little more practice, but what you had so far was a solid foundation for the performance. Upon walking through the front door, you were met by your moms and Elizabeth hovering around each other in the living room. Tension hung thick in the air as the three of them turned to you and Lee, frowning slightly. You had interrupted something. Exactly what, you weren't sure. Wow, who died? What's going on? You looked between them but said nothing. Hello. I'll be like, what's going on? Your moms looked at each other, wondering which of them was going to speak first. Eventually, Mom cleared her throat and spoke.
Oh.
We were just having a talk with your sister.
The room felt awkward again, but no one quite knowing what to say. You felt incredibly awkward, but the silence didn't last long.
You don't have to stop just because those two are here. There's no reason to try keeping it a secret.
Elizabeth was mad, with her arms folded defensively over her chest. But your mom's not in agreement with her.
Well,
Elizabeth was asking about her parents. Her biological ones.
The world spun around you at the news. You couldn't understand. Why was this happening now? When you glanced at Lee, she shuffled her feet uncomfortably, as though she didn't know if she should be there or not anymore. You didn't know either. Your moms had always been open and honest about the fact that neither of them had given birth to you or your sister, but the details hadn't been fully explained before. It made sense that Elizabeth didn't know a lot about her biological parents and wanted to know more. You just had never thought you'd accidentally stumble into it. Elizabeth looked at your parents expectantly. She wasn't going to let the unintentional interruption derail things.
We don't want to keep that information from either of you. It's your right to know your past. But we did want to wait until you asked to hear it yourselves. Well, it's happening now, so...
Your mom shared a nervous glance, and Ma took in a quick breath before speaking again.
I adopted you from the Philippines when you were just a baby.
Elizabeth dropped her arms, her eyebrows shooting upward in surprise.
Wait, I wasn't born here?
no.
No, you weren't.
You could clearly see that your sister was appalled by this information. You struggled even more with what to do or how to react.
Am I gonna have to pass some test to even be a citizen?
No.
No, you were adopted into the country. We took care of things. You're already a citizen. You have nothing to worry about. I followed all the laws when it came to bringing a child into the U.S. Nothing can be held against you.
Elizabeth sighed, placated with the information, but still far from happy.
Who are my parents? As people, why did they put me up for adoption in the first place?
Ma softly put her hands on Elizabeth's shoulders, trying to provide some support before she gave her answer.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, sweetie. Your parents have reported to have died. They didn't go into details on the specifics of how, but you were an orphan. I wish I had better news for you, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth was torn between emotions, her eyes filled with tears as she threw her hands in the air, settling on enraged.
Great! So I can never meet them, even if I wanted to. Not that I could have anyway, since they live in another part of the world when they're still alive.
Elizabeth turned her back on you and your mom and stormed off, sprinting up the stairs into her room before anyone could stop her.
I have to go and talk to her.
Ma immediately started to follow her, but Mom gently held her arm and shook her head.
We should give her a little space to process it all.
Your Ma's head hung low, and she stopped walking. With Elizabeth gone now, the two of them seemed to remember you and Lee were standing awkwardly off to the side.
I'm sorry you had to see all that. It's not how I expected it would have happened when the time came. But since it's the topic of the day, Luna, is there anything you'd like to ask? You deserve to know after all.
Lee patted your back and gave you a supportive look. I want to know. No, I don't want to hear. Not right now. You couldn't even answer. I mean, I don't know, man. I guess I want to know. Your parents nodded in sync in your reply, ready to talk.
I can leave if you want to have things be private.
Well, I mean, it's not fair that, like, you know, my sister got her shit aired out, but not me. I want you to be here.
I can do that.
Lee shifted a little closer to you in support, and you were glad to have her there with you. It made you feel a little stronger somehow. You turned to face your parents again, preparing yourself for what they were about to tell you. Ma was the first to speak, her voice quivering with emotion.
You were adopted as a baby, but 2 years after Elizabeth. We used a different organization this time, and you were adopted within the U.S. We're sorry to tell you, Luna, your parents had also passed away, and no other family member took you in, if there were any. That's why we wanted to wait until you'd asked. We didn't want to suddenly drop that in your lap. We wanted you to be prepared.
I'm sorry.
We're sorry, Luna.
Lee gave you a reassuring squeeze on the arm to show you that she was there for you. Thank you for telling me. It's not your fault. You didn't kill him, right? Stop. That's funny. You were trying to lighten the mood, but your moms didn't seem any less crim, Tim. For some reason, I assumed you both are Ma's children. That's fair. They didn't like my joke, y'all.
Thank you for listening, Luna. If there's anything else you want to know, all you have to do is ask. We'll do our best to answer answer any questions you have.
Are you okay?
Are you feeling okay now? Are you going to be okay?
Lee watched you closely, as though judging how exactly she should react to what's going on. You started to cry. You had like tears. Yeah, I'm okay. I feel fine. You spoke with a refreshed tone, as though you had a load off. Your mom smiled sadly, but you knew they believed you. No one seemed to have any words after that. You went up to your room. You needed to stay with your moms. You wanted to get out of the house. I want to see my Pookie. More than anything, in that moment, you wanted to see Cove. No one could be there for you the way he could. I'm codependent as fuck. I'm gonna go out just for a little while. I'll be back before it's really late. Your mom's nodded in understanding, trusting you to make the best call for yourself. Lee's footsteps echoed from behind. You knew she was following you. I'm gonna take her with me. Can you come with me?
You know I can.
Listen, she's gonna wing woman me, alright? Trust. She's gonna wing woman me. Trust. Cause listen, if I just strolled up to Cove, right, he's gonna be already on edge. He's like, okay, what's this? But if Lee's there, he's gonna be like, okay, we're just chilling. But then we still gonna be flirting. Is she gonna help? Trust. She gave you a small smile and waved you to the door. Once outside, you strode across the street purposefully, Cove's house set in your sights. After you raised a hand to knock on the door, it only took a few moments for Mr. Holden to answer it, giving you a broad smile. Yup. Hi, Cove. Hi, Cove? Hi, Luna. Looking for Cove, I bet? Yeah, that's right. Cliff turned and whistled down the hall in the direction of Cove's room. Hey, sport, you have a guest. After calling his son, he turned back to you and dipped his head.
No worries.
He'll be here any second. As promised, it didn't take long before footsteps echoed down the hall, and Cove's head of green hair appeared before you all. He looked past his dad to see you standing there, and smiled, pleased at your visit. Hey, Luna. Hi, Lee. Hi, Cove. Can you hang out now? He gave you a placid smile, one you were all too familiar with. Sure. You kids take care, alright? And I'll be around if you need anything. Mr. Holden shuffled back into the house and closed the front door, giving you some privacy. Cove tilted his head at you, his bangs falling into his face as he did so. What's up? Lee said nothing, eyes shifting to you instead, waiting for you to speak. Look, like she's chill with it. She's chill with it. There's a lot going on right now. My parents are dead. There's a lot going on right now, girl. Cove looked at you in confusion, his eyebrows dipping. What is it? My parents, from before my mom's, died when I was a baby. Moms didn't say how. Maybe they don't know how. But there wasn't any other family I could live with, so that's why I got adopted. Without having to say anything else, Cove reached out and pulled you into a tight embrace, his familiar warmth enveloping you. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Luna. His words were whispered comfortingly into your shoulder. You don't have to do this. I'm okay. You started to cry. You took a step back from him. I'm okay. I'm glad you are. Still, he didn't let go.
Can we talk somewhere else? You felt uncomfortable huddling around the entrance of Cove's house. That feeling didn't seem to be a problem, though. Yeah. Let's go. Cove took you by the arm and encouraged you along behind him. You followed without protest. Lee stayed just as close as she followed along. You headed toward the hill where you and Lee had spent the majority of your day. Things seemed so different then, only a couple hours ago, and you wondered how everything had changed so drastically. You took a seat in the grass beside Cove, who bent his legs and rested his arms on them before he turned to you again. Can you explain everything to me? You nodded softly before taking in a heavy breath and launching into a story. Cove sat quietly and listened attentively, nodding every now and then or taking in a sharp inhale. It took a long time for you to relay the details. Dozens of stars were pinpointed in the sky as the night wore on. Silence settled between you as Cove sat quietly for a moment, contemplating everything that you had said. When he finally spoke, his voice was quiet, drifting through the night and towards
Luna.
you. Oh, what?
I'm so sorry.
I'm really sorry about what happened to your parents. So sorry. He stopped suddenly and took a deep, shaky breath. You got the impression he was struggling with what was right to say. I'm sad I'll never get to know them. I feel bad that I don't feel worse about it. I'm just so mad. I feel like I'd feel bad that I don't feel worse. I never knew them at all. They're strangers, even if they did have
Luna.
me. Luna, you're not doing anything wrong. You know that, right? I think that you can be as sad as you want for as long as you need, or you can feel okay about it whenever you want to. He sighed and ran a hand through his hair as he looked out over the ocean.
It's okay.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, whatever you feel about it is how you feel about it. You don't have to force yourself to be different. Thank you, Cove. You cried sadly. You cried in relief. You nodded. Thank you. I'm just gonna say thanks, Pooks. His words had made you feel better, and you knew it was true. You didn't have to apologize or make any excuses for the way you felt about it at all. Cove smiled at you a little, and you could tell he was trying to be comforting. And your moms definitely don't. It doesn't matter if you're not blood related. You're definitely family. I can see that, and I hope you can too. You felt the reassurance in his eyes. Your cousin, she's my cousin. Your cousin tried not to interrupt your explanation or Cove's response to it. When the opportunity arose, she made it clear that she shared the same sentiment. You stayed up on the hill together a little longer, looking out over the ocean and the stars that shone brightly above it. After talking about the situation with someone who wasn't directly a part of it, you started to see things in a different light. Above it all, you were glad to have Cove's and Lee's support, and to know you could count on them if needed. Hey. The sudden voice of your sister behind you made you jump. You saw her standing a little way away. She walked closer. You didn't quite know what to do or what she was planning on saying.
So?
Would you mind going? I want to just talk to Luna. You can come back. It's not going to be forever or anything. Cove seemed equal parts concerned and skeptical. Leaving now wasn't a concept that thrilled him. Lee wasn't exactly jumping to go, so she checked with you quietly. What do you think? I want to talk to you too.
Really?
Oh, then we're on the same page. She made a little move-along gesture with her hands and it was settled. You waited until the two of you were alone before fixing her with an inquisitive look. Elizabeth folded her arms, looking you over. Did moms tell you about your parents too? My birth parents also died. Elizabeth broke eye contact after that.
Sorry.
Why did you want to talk to me? Elizabeth raised an eyebrow at the question, as though the answer should be obvious. I was worried about you. I was the one who brought it up, but I made you deal with whatever was left when I was gone. She sighed, glancing upwards for a moment before settling on you once more. I wanted to ask you what happened without everyone breathing down our necks. Thank you for thinking of me. She stuck her nose up a little at that, but her smile was soft. I'm okay, Elizabeth. It didn't upset me.
Hey.
How are you allowed to be that mature?
The lightning spirits... The lightning spirits in her were quickly gone as she slipped back into a scowl.
You have to be born in the US to become president.
What? You had never heard of that dream of hers before. She noticed your bafflement and continued.
I get I was never gonna be president, but it feels weird having stuff taken away, not even getting a chance at it. I don't like having to know that when I was born, I was gonna have a completely different life. So different I can't even think about what it'd look like in my head. I could have spoken another language, lived away from everything I've ever seen here, had someone else as my sibling, and then my parents died, and I was adopted, and the life I got became the totally new thing forever. I can't go back to what it was, even if I wanted to.
A heaviness settled between you and the person who became your sister. I feel like that too. I can't stop wondering about what my life would have been like if I wasn't adopted. There are so many things that could have been different. Elizabeth watched you seriously. She was still trying to make sense of this too, and herself.
I don't know why today was the day. Nothing came up that made me ask the question. It was just something I've had in my head for a while. When it was just me and Mom's in the living room, I just kind of said it. Finally, and there you go.
She shifted from one foot to another, relaxing her stance just a bit. She also spoke more gently.
Learning about them and what happened doesn't change how I feel about our family, Luna.
She smirked, fixing you with sharp eyes.
I've already figured a long time ago that moms weren't our biological parents. That wasn't news.
Technically, one of them could have been related to you. You kept listening to Elizabeth.
Nothing about the family I was first born in would have made me decide that this wasn't my family anymore. If you had hoped you'd be free of my big sister status, don't think you're so lucky.
She bumped her shoulder against yours playfully, her lips tilted at the corners.
You'll always be my little sister.
Ah. Bring it in, sis. Bring it in. It took a few seconds, but she gave you a quick squeeze in return. You'll always be my family too, even when you piss me off. Chuckling, she seemed pleased with how the conversation had gone in the end.
Ready to head back home? It's been a long day.
You gave her a nod.
Come on.
Come on, you three. Let's go.
You walked home together in a comfortable silence down the well-worn street. The familiarity of it all felt nice. When you stepped through the door, you found your moms quietly sitting together at the kitchen table. Their heads snapped up, and they got to their feet to meet you, Ma giving you a careful smile.
We're so glad to see you.
Everything's all right.
That's wonderful, sweetheart. Really wonderful.
Ma then came over and wrapped her arms around you and Elizabeth, giving you a tight hug. It didn't take long for Mom to join in, putting her arms around the both of you.
Love you.
We really couldn't have asked for better, kiddos. We love you. More than we ever could say. Moms.
You're smushing me. You all chuckled, the rumble of laughter shaking you all as you continued to hold each other tight. I love you too. They both pulled back eventually and grinned at the two of you, and you knew then that you all had each other, and you always would.
Well now, since we're all here, how about we do something together as a family? That sounds like an excellent idea. We should have some fun before the night's over.
Totally.
I love the sound of that. Okay.
Cove looked a little bashful, likely being included as part of the family, but he tried not to pay much attention to it.
Why not?
You hid the smile that threatened to tilt your lips, knowing that Elizabeth must have been in a good mood if she hadn't even teased Cove for being a part of it. And no matter what she could have said about it, you wanted him to be here.
He was someone who was really important to you. Who's got a suggestion? It should be something we could do here in the house with everyone in the same room. You suddenly remembered the show you and Lee had been working on earlier. Maybe we can do our show?
Oh?
A show? This is the first time we're hearing of this. I'm intrigued.
Wonderful.
It would be amazing if you put it on for us to watch. Wait, I knew Cove sounded familiar. That's Caleb Yen, the protag from Honkai Star Rail and Metaphor. Okay, sheesh. Oh yeah, I need to see what you cooked up. That'd be cool. You smiled at Lee, who returned the gesture while bouncing on her heels in excitement. Take some seats and we'll get everything together. Your moms collected the chairs from around the dining table and set them in a row in the living room, where there was enough space for the show. While they did that, you and Lee gathered the supplies you needed and rehashed the plan one last time. You listened to the song you had chosen one last time. After that, you quickly applied the makeup looks you had practiced earlier. Finally, you changed into the outfits you had picked out. When the two of you returned to the living room, everyone was sitting and chatting amongst themselves while they waited. The group quieted down when you and Lee stood in front of them on your makeshift stage. Lee was buzzing quietly with excitement beside you. You felt nervous all of a sudden. You're pumped up for the show. I'm pumped now. The time you and Lee had put into practice was worth it. You were ready to go. Okay, welcome to our show. We only came up with it today, but we promise it'll be good. I want to do the no refunds. And no refunds. Laughter riffled through the mini audience. Then yeah, I'm a little class clown, you know me. Then you nodded at Lee that you're ready to begin. Lee took in a deep breath, waiting the few beats it took to get into the song, and started singing. Your outfits gave a special element to the performance. The makeup you had done on yourself and Lee made the show feel much more like a real production. When the performance was over, Lee took your hands in hers, and the two of you bowed deeply together. Everyone gave you a round of applause and cheered for an encore. When you straightened yourself up, you were happy to see even Elizabeth was clapping for you. Bravo! Bravo!
Good job.
You're so talented. Your family rose from their seats and came over to congratulate you more directly. You were beaming from ear to ear. Cove was the first one to approach, stepping up to you and Lee with a smile on his face.
It's nice.
Nice job. Thank you. Hey, were you the one who picked the clothes? Yeah, that was me. Cove smiled, content over his guess being correct.
Not bad.
I thought so. It was so good. You couldn't help but feel flattered that he recognized your talents so easily. Your parents gushed about how great everything was and thanked you for sharing it with them. Elizabeth was complimentary in her own way, although she did describe the show as cute, which you knew meant she meant as kind of kiddie. You laughed it off, however, and were just happy that everyone had a nice time. In that moment, you couldn't have been more pleased to be part of the family you had. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, it's so cute. Ah, dude, I love it, dude. I love it. But, unfortunately, that's where we're gonna have to leave it for today. Even though it's so good, I want to keep going, but I'm hungry, so my hunger is winning. So that is where we're ending things for today. Let me switch you guys over to the ending soon screen. And let me get some lo-fi beats on. Should we raid somebody? Should we raid somebody? Someone like you. You know? Sorry. You know, I'll be getting goofy sometimes. Let's see. Let's raid
person. Stick around for the raid, you guys. Show some love to some other people. Next stream will be tomorrow with something. I don't know, love. I don't know. But yeah, if you've not hit that follow button, make sure you do so. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see ya. Bye bye.